The divine sword is invincible. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 676. Blast the array for me. The entire Kangshen continent was gushing out amazing sword energy. The sword energy was endless and turned into a sea of sword energy, bombarding the three demon armies that rushed in. Looking at the sword energy that filled the sky and the ground, the faces of the three demon leaders all changed drastically. Just as they were about to speak, the sword energy submerged the three demon armies. Suddenly, screams rang out. Countless demon blood poured down like violent rain. Countless mountains and rivers on the Kangshen continent were all dyed red. Kill. The three demon leaders roared and attacked suddenly. The vast power bombarded the sword energy that soared into the sky. But then, they saw that these sword energies actually ignored their attacks, passed through them directly, and continued to bombard the three demon armies. The corpses of the three demon armies fell like locusts. The earth was shaking. The real corpses piled up like a mountain. The sudden change in front of them made the faces of the three people, Chiango Demon God, Hades King, and Immortal Demon Emperor, who were originally surrounding and killing Kinyu, changed drastically. Hong Hong Wuji Sword Formation. Wuji Sword Key. Quickly retreat. Chiango Demon God was the first to recognize the gushing astonishing sword energy and shouted fiercely. Hades King and Immortal Demon Emperor also shouted fiercely, all troops retreat. The three demon clan leaders were about to attack angrily, but when they heard the fierce roar of Chiango Demon God and the three, they were shocked and retreated madly and fled. All the demon clan armies rushed to flee to Kangshen continent. But just as the demon clan army was fleeing, the sword energy gushing out of Kangshen continent not only did not stop, but gushed even more fiercely. Layer after layer of demon clan armies continued to fall from the sky. When these demon clan masters fell, without exception, their bodies were covered with sword holes. When the three great demon armies finally escaped from the Kangshen continent, the demon army that had just surrounded the Kangshen continent was reduced to half. Seeing this result, whether it was the ancient demon god, the king of hell, or the undead demon emperor, their hearts were twitching. You know, those who were just killed by the sword energy were not only soldiers, but also many generals. They never thought that there would be a prehistoric formation on the Kangshen continent. And it was the prehistoric Wuji sword formation of the 10 great formations. After the sword energy of the prehistoric Wuji sword formation killed a large number of demon masters, it turned into a sword cover, covering the entire Kangshen continent. The sword energy of the sword cover was constantly flowing, shining with amazing sword light. The ancient demon god had a gloomy face. He did not kill Kinyu, but punched the sword cover. However, his fist power hit the sword cover, and the sword cover burst out with heavy sword power, blocking his fist power. The king of hell, the undead demon king, and a group of powerful demons did not believe in evil. They all tried their best, but they were still unable to blast open the sword cover. The great sword formation has been integrated with the entire space of the Kangshen continent. How could the ancient demon god, the king of hell, and others break it? The ancient demon god, the king of hell, and the undead demon king stared at the great sword formation in front of them. All of them were furious. Several people did not expect that there would be a great sword formation in the Kangshen continent. In fact, not to mention that several people did not expect that there would be a great sword formation in the Kangshen continent. Even Kang Xiang did not know that there was a great sword formation in the Kangshen continent. When the Lord of Kangshen unified the Kangshen continent, he discovered this great formation by chance. This is also the reason why the Lord of Kangshen built his cave in the Xianzang mountain. However, not long after the Lord of the Great Formation discovered this great formation, he died. This great formation has never appeared in front of the world. Just when the ancient demon god and his companions were furious, suddenly, a figure rose up from the Sky Burial Mountain. It was Yang Xiaoshan. Yang Xiaoshan. The ancient demon god saw Yang Xiaoshan appear, and he was furious. He suddenly punched Yang Xiaoshan and said, "Die. Everyone, open the formation for me. Kill Yang Xiaoshan." The king of hell, the immortal demon emperor, and the millions of troops of the three demon clans attacked Yang Xiaoshan with all their strength. Boom. The ancient demon god and his companions used all their strength to hit the formation. The sword light of the formation was shaking. However, even if the ancient demon god, the king of hell, and the millions of troops of the three demon clans attacked with all their strength, they could not open the sword shield. Yang Xiaoshan said, "The great sword formation has merged with the heaven and earth of the Kangshen continent. Even if you attack for 10 years, you will not be able to break it." The face of the ancient demon god was gloomy. "If I can't break it in 10 years, I will attack for 20 years. If I can't break it in 20 years, I will attack for 30 years. I don't believe that I can't break this great sword formation. Even the most powerful formation has its strength limit. As long as the three great demon armies keep bombarding, they will be able to break this great sword formation sooner or later. Attack. Attack with all your strength. Blast this formation. Blast this formation, and whoever grabs the resources from the treasury of the empires of the Kangshen continent will own it," the ancient demon god said sternly. The three great demon armies were all excited when they heard this, and they attacked Yang Xiaoshan again. However, just as the three great demon armies were about to attack again, suddenly, above the void, a huge golden tripod burning with golden flames suddenly bombarded the demon army. This golden tripod with golden flames was even bigger than the Cunning. The ancient demon god, the Hades king, and the undead demon emperor were shocked and attacked the golden tripod. Boom. Their destructive power hit the golden tripod as it really was. But it was useless. The golden tripod did not slow down and hit the three great demon armies. Boom. The terrifying airwave spread. Wherever it passed, the three great demon masters were all blown up and turned into blood mist. Even the ancient demon god, the Hades king, and the undead demon emperor were all blown away, and their blood was surging. The three looked at the golden tripod in front of them in horror. Although Cunning was strong, he could not blow away the three people who joined forces. What on earth is this golden tripod? At this moment, the tripod flew up again, burning with heavy golden flames, and bombarded again with terrifying power. This time, the golden flames were stronger and the power was more terrifying. The ancient demon god and others were all shocked. At this time, 15 divine swords appeared on Yang Xiaoshan's body, and 15 extremely powerful sword intentions were activated to condense the sword barrier. The sword barrier rolled and slammed into the army of the three tribes. The divine thunder on Cuning's body also turned into a sea of thunder, which blasted towards the army of the three tribes. Wherever the sword barrier passed, countless powerful demons were blown away by the infinite sword energy. Yang Xiaoshan had not yet broken through the realm of the gods, and the sword barrier condensed by the 15 extremely powerful sword intentions was already terrifying. Now that he has broken through the realm of the gods, the power of the sword barrier has increased by more than 10 times. The power of Cuning's sea of thunder flooded everything he passed, and the army of the three tribes was constantly plowed away. Yang Xiaoshan's eyes were cold. Didn't the ancient demon god want the army of the three tribes to blast open the prehistoric and boundless sword formation with all his strength? Then he would kill with all his strength, kill enough, and kill happily. If the army of the three tribes bombarded for 10 years, he would kill for 10 years. If the army of the three tribes bombarded for 20 years, he would kill for 20 years. He wanted to see how many troops the three tribes had, enough for him to destroy. Chapter 677, The Ancient Demon God is Abused. Seeing Yang Xiaoshan's sword barrier constantly blasting blood rivers among the army, the ancient demon god of heaven was furious and punched the sword barrier. The monstrous corpse demon power blasted in front of the sword barrier with overwhelming force. Seeing that the corpse demon power of the ancient demon god of heaven was about to blast the sword barrier, suddenly, the sky and the earth darkened, and the ancient demon god of heaven looked up in shock, and saw Dingyi falling on his head. The ancient demon god of heaven did not care about the sword barrier, and two huge death blades appeared in his hands, and he slashed at Dingyi. "I don't care who you are, if you dare to stop me, you must die." He frantically urged all his divine power. The death blade shot out a terrifying blade. The terrifying corpse gas and demonic energy condensed into an extremely huge corpse demon. Previously, millions of the nether demon army took action, and a vast nether demon key condensed into a nether demon that supported the sky and the earth. Now, the corpse demon formed by the corpse demon energy of the ancient demon god is more than 10,000 times stronger. The corpse demon energy is wrapped around the corpse demon, like a corpse demon waterfall. The corpse demon and billions of death blade energy bombarded Ding Yi. Boom. The golden flames all over Ding Yi's body were chopped off. The corpse demon and billions of death blade energy were exploded at the same time. But the next moment, Ding Yi's golden flames surged again, and continued to bombard the ancient demon god. The ancient demon god's face finally changed completely. He chopped Ding Yi again with the double blades in his hand, and at the same time, he flew out one after another. However, even if he flew out more than a dozen death shields in an instant, it was useless. More than a dozen death shields were blown away by Ding Yi at the same time. The ancient demon god was also blown away, and when he opened his mouth, he vomited a mouthful of blood. The ancient demon god looked at the golden blood spurting out with an unbelievable face. Even when he went deep into the sea of heavenly beasts and was defeated by Kinyu, he had never suffered such injuries. The king of hell and the undead demon emperor were also shocked when they saw the ancient demon god vomiting blood. In terms of strength, among the three, the ancient demon god was the strongest. Even the ancient demon god was blasted to vomit blood, let alone them. What on earth is this giant tripod? I'm afraid that even the prehistoric artifacts could not have such a terrifying power. Just as the two were frightened, suddenly, they saw that the tripod soared into the sky again, and the golden flames of the tripod burned, continuing to bombard the two and the three tribes. Kill. At this time, Kang Xiang, Zheng Yang Jiang and the ancestors of the major empires also came to Yangtze Ocean, and they all attacked and bombarded the three major demon armies. For a time, the three major demon armies screamed and rose. The blood rain was colorful. This is the blood of the demons. The death hell barrier that originally enveloped the Kangshen continent was blasted through one hole after another. The killing sound not only shook hundreds of empires in the Kangshen continent, but even the boundless sea outside the Kangshen continent was trembling with this earth-shaking killing sound. The god Emperor Di Yunshan stood above the boundless sea, looking at the Kangshen continent from afar, and his mouth was dry. So strong Yangtze Ocean has broken through the realm of the gods, and his sword barrier is so terrifying. Langjin, the big Dipper star god standing next to Emperor Yunshan, trembled. Even though they were separated by many layers of time and space, he could still feel the horror of Yangtze Ocean's sword barrier. Emperor Yunshan did not speak, but his hands were shaking. He could feel the horror of Yangtze Ocean's sword barrier more than his subordinate Langjin. Yangtze Ocean's eyes were cold, and the 15 Hongmeng holy fruits behind him were like 15 purple gold suns, shining brightly. After breaking through the realm of the gods, the power of his 15 Hongmeng holy fruits also increased greatly, and his holy power has also transformed into divine power. The strength of divine power is far beyond the comparison of holy power. Heaven and earth shine together. Yangtze Ocean held the heaven and earth divine sword and swung it. The world appeared with an extremely dazzling brilliance. Heaven and earth are of one heart. The world appeared with an even brighter light. Heaven and earth live together. Heaven and earth have the same strength. In an instant, 4 moves were performed in succession. At this moment, the heaven and earth sword technique bloomed with a light that shone through the heavens. The sun, moon, and stars were all shaking. The infinite time and space of the Kangshen continent gushed out infinite light. The infinite power of earth, fire, gold, water and wood gushed out with the sword energy of heaven and earth. The 3 great demon armies were covered in blood and flesh. Yangtze Ocean kept attacking, urging the infinite sword intent. When the infinite sword flew out, it turned into billions of infinite sword energy. Billions of infinite sword energy flew freely among the 3 great demon armies, releasing infinite power. Then, the Tailong sword appeared in Yangtze Ocean's hand. The Tailong sword energy turned into an extremely huge ancient sword dragon, which bombarded the deepest part of the demon army. Then came the heavenly beast sword, the Mingai demon sword, the Tongshan sword, the Kangshen sword. All kinds of sword energy and millions of sword rays made the demon souls all go out. Kuiniu roared loudly and rushed into the demon army with a sea of thunder on his body. From afar, one could see Kinyu's body, which supported the sky and the earth, rushing through the death hell barrier. No one could stop it. The demon army, which was like a sea of sand, was washed out one after another. Under the strong attack of Dingyue and the attacks of Yangtze Ocean, Kinyu and others, the bodies of the demon army continued to fall into the boundless sea, causing thousands of huge waves. In the end, the bodies of the demon army actually filled a certain sea area, piled up together, like a huge mountain suspended above the sea. Xianggu demon god and his men watched the demon army continue to decrease, and the bodies of countless demon masters fell like rain, and they were furious. The three major demon tribes did not come to slaughter the Kangshen continent, but to practice swordsmanship for Yangtze Ocean and others. Yangtze Ocean performed the 15 swordsmanship over and over again, becoming more and more unpredictable, and the power of the 15 strongest swordsmanship became more and more amazing. The ancient demon god of heaven saw it right. Yangtze Ocean killed until the end, and he really treated the three demon clans as objects for sword practice. In urging the 15 strongest sword intents again and again, Yangtze Ocean's understanding of the 15 strongest sword intents has deepened. Although Yangtze Ocean has cultivated the 15 strongest sword intents, he has just entered the threshold. Now, as he continues to strike the sword, Yangtze Ocean's 15 strongest sword intents have faintly shown signs of a breakthrough. There was a loud bang. The ancient demon god of heaven, the king of hell, and the undead demon emperor were all blasted into the boundless sea by Masterding. The sea exploded. Then, the sea surface broke open, and the figures of the three ancient demon gods soared into the sky from the bottom of the sea. The three people had disheveled hair, and the divine armor on their bodies was actually cracked in many places. The three powerful demon clans looked at the miserable state of the ancient demon god in the three people, and their faces turned pale. The ancient demon god, the king of hell, and the immortal demon king, each of them is a supreme giant of the demon clan. Although they are not the Lord God, they are also beings that have touched the threshold of the Lord God. The three of them joined forces and were abused into such a miserable state. Yangtze Ocean looked at the miserable state of the three people, but he was not happy. Because just now, the ninefold heavenly tribulation thunder water in his body had been completely consumed by Masterding. Chapter 678, opening up all the divine meridians. At this moment, the tripod flew up into the air, and the golden flames on the tripod body were blazing, illuminating the boundless sea with golden red. Looking at the flying tripod, the ancient demon god's face changed, and he said, "Retreat." After that, he broke through the air and left. Seeing this, the strong men of the ancient corpse demon clan broke through the air, and left one after another. Seeing this, the king of hell and the undead demon king could only lead their armies to leave. Seeing the three fleeing demon armies, everyone in the Kangshen continent cheered. Yangtze Ocean and Kuiniu chased them for a while, and returned half a day later. With the departure of the three demon armies, the Kangshen continent, which was originally dark, was bright again. The masters of the major empires began to clean up the corpses of the demons. It was night. Yangtze Ocean looked at the sword pillar of the prehistoric Wuji sword formation in front of him, but he was in deep thought. This prehistoric Wuji sword formation was undoubtedly left by an almighty strong man in the prehistoric period. But why did the other party leave a prehistoric Wuji sword formation in the Kangshen continent? He always felt that this primordial infinite sword formation should be guarding something. And it must be something extremely extraordinary. Otherwise, that primordial supreme powerhouse would not have gone to such great lengths to set up such a large formation. The ancient demon god and others came here, probably not for the Kangshen heart, but perhaps for the things guarded by the primordial infinite sword formation. In the next few days, Yangtze Ocean stayed in Xianzang Mountain, reading the notes left by the Lord of Kangshen, studying this primordial infinite sword formation, and comprehending the sword runes in the sword pillars. These sword runes contain extremely profound restrictions. You can't comprehend anything if you continue to comprehend like this. Uncle Ding said, now that you have broken through the realm of gods, you can study the most basic forbidden runes first. Because the power of the restriction involves the power of heaven and earth and the power of space, only after reaching the realm of gods can you learn and practice. The most basic forbidden runes have a total of 1296 characters, such as sword, knife, water, fire, wood, and so on. The restrictions of the big array are composed of these most basic restrictions. Therefore, to arrange the big array, you must first learn to draw these restriction runes. However, your divine power is now more powerful than that of the peak 10th level divine power, and you can completely open up the divine veins. Uncle Ding said, try it and see how many divine veins you can open up now. Generally speaking, only after reaching the peak of the 10th level of the divine power can you open up the divine veins in your body with the help of strong divine power. But there are exceptions. For example, during the Conferred God War, Huang Heoke opened up 120 divine veins at the 5th level of the divine power. Chen Zhang, the son of the Zumi divine religion, also at the 5th level of the divine power, has opened up 168 divine veins. And Yang Xiaoshan's divine power is far more powerful than Th's, and he can completely open up more divine veins. Uncle Ding, what will happen if I can open up all the divine veins? Yang Xiaoshan asked. When he was in the realm of martial honor, he opened up all the acupoints and cultivated the eternal divine body. He really wanted to know what would happen after opening up all the divine veins. He had read many books about divine veins, but none of them introduced what would happen after opening up the divine veins of the whole body. Opening up divine veins is more difficult than opening up acupuncture points. It is very rare to be able to open up 12 divine veins at once. Grandpa Ding said, if you can open up 12 divine veins at once, you can get the power of space to temper your body. Open up 24 divine veins at once, and the power of space will double. If you can open up 120 divine veins at once, the power of origin will fall from the sky. Speaking of this, even Grandpa Ding was very excited, because he knew what this power of origin meant. The power of origin was thousands of times better than the rain from the sky. The power of origin. Yang Xiaoshan was stunned. He had seen an introduction to the power of origin in an ancient book. Yes, it is the power of origin. Grandpa Ding said excitedly, if you can open up 120 divine veins every time and absorb the power of origin more than 10 times, then, after surviving the divine tribulation of origin, you can condense the divine body of origin. The power of origin is the strongest power at the beginning of heaven and earth. The origin divine body is also the strongest divine body in the world. Master Ding, if a person cultivates after birth, how many divine bodies can he cultivate at most? Yang Xiaoshan wanted to know. If he could cultivate the origin divine body, then it would be one of the 4 divine bodies. As far as I know, there are 11 divine bodies. Master Ding said. 11 divine bodies. Yang Xiaoshan was stunned. Originally, he thought that he was strong enough with 3 divine bodies now, but there was actually someone in the world who cultivated 11 divine bodies. How terrifying would the opponent's body be? After all, he only has 3 divine bodies now, and his defense, strength, and speed are already against the sky. He could not imagine how terrifying the defense, strength, and speed of this person would be after cultivating 11 divine bodies. So, you still have a long way to go. Master Ding said, but you don't have to be discouraged. You are only in your 20s now, and you have already cultivated 3 divine bodies, and they are all among the strongest divine bodies in the world. You are the only one in the world. Yang Xiaoshan nodded. 11 divine bodies? It seems that he has to work harder. However, the origin tribulation is stronger than the primordial tribulation. Grandpa Ding said, if you want to successfully pass the origin tribulation, you must cultivate the eternal divine body, the primordial divine body, and the primordial divine body to the 14th level. Moreover, you must cultivate the 15 strongest sword intentions to the pinnacle. In this way, you will have a 4-fold chance to successfully pass the origin tribulation. Yang Xiaoshan sweated. In addition, you'd better learn to set up a level 10 formation, so that you can have a 50% chance to successfully pass the origin tribulation. Grandpa Ding said again. Yang Xiaoshan. He hasn't even started to learn the most basic 1296 forbidden runes yet. Only after learning all the forbidden runes can he try to set up a level 1 small formation, then a level 2 small formation, level 3, level 4. You have a high talent for refining medicine and refining equipment, and your talent for setting up formations should not be weak either. If you practice hard for 20 years, you should be able to learn to set up a level 10 formation. Grandpa Ding said. Some powerful gods and spirits may not be able to learn the 1296 forbidden runes even after 20 years of hard training. Yang Xiaoshan was able to learn to set up a 10th level formation in 20 years, which was already against the will of heaven in the eyes of Master Ding. After all, no one has ever learned to set up a 10th level formation in 20 years. 20 years. Yang Xiaoshan nodded. Then, he thought of the primordial Wuji sword formation and asked, Master Ding, can you tell what this primordial Wuji sword formation is guarding? The primordial Wuji sword formation is indeed guarding a primordial treasure, and it is a very useful treasure for you, but it is not something you can get now, and even if you get it, you can't refine it. Master Ding said, when you cultivate the Hangmeng divine body to the 14th level and break through the peak of the 10th level of the gods, you may be able to refine this primordial treasure. Chapter 679, 120 Mutated Divine Veins. Hearing that he had to cultivate the Hangmeng divine body to the 14th level and the peak of the 10th level of the divine spirit, before he could hope to refine this prehistoric treasure, Yang Xiaoshan immediately gave up the idea. However, he was not in a hurry to open up the divine veins and learn the forbidden runes. Instead, he took out the 10-million-year-old golden dragon jade Ganoderma that he had obtained from Talon Shianzan before. After he refined this 10-million-year-old golden dragon jade Ganoderma, he should be able to break through the second level of the divine spirit. After breaking through the second level of the divine spirit, it would not be too late for him to open up the divine veins. So, Yang Xiaoshan sat cross-legged on the top of Xianzang mountain and began to swallow the golden dragon jade Ganoderma. There were 9 pieces of golden dragon jade Ganoderma in total, and Yang Xiaoshan was too lazy to swallow them one by one, but swallowed the whole golden dragon jade Ganoderma directly. Only Yang Xiaoshan dared to swallow the whole golden dragon jade Ganoderma directly after he broke through the divine spirit realm. Because the divine medicine of the 10-million-year level had extremely terrifying medicinal power, even many 10-level peak divine spirits could not bear it. If you can't bear its terrifying medicinal power, you are in danger of bursting at any time. As soon as the golden dragon jade Ganoderma entered the body, it immediately turned into 9 raging torrents of medicinal power, rushing madly to every corner of Yang Xiaoshan's body. It was as if a super tsunami had occurred in Yang Xiaoshan's body, shaking violently. If it were an ordinary divine body, it would have been blasted to vomit blood by the raging medicinal power transformed by the golden dragon jade Ganoderma. Yang Xiaoshan quickly activated the ancient dragon art and the divine art of destiny. Suddenly, the 9 raging torrents of medicinal power were continuously transformed into divine power in Yang Xiaoshan's body. Yang Xiaoshan's whole body was shining with divine light. Faintly, there was a huge golden dragon shadow floating around Yang Xiaoshan's body. 1 day, 2 days. Yang Xiaoshan's divine power became more and more powerful. Originally, Yang Xiaoshan had just broken through the divine realm and was only in the early stage of the first level of the divine realm. He gradually improved to the peak of the early stage of the first level of the divine realm. Then, it was the middle stage of the first level of the divine realm. After breaking through the realm of the gods, many gods have practiced hard for 100 years, but they may not be able to break through from the early stage of the first level of the gods to the middle stage. Now, under the effect of the golden dragon jade Ganoderma, Yang Xiaoshan has broken through to the middle stage in less than a month. While refining the golden dragon jade Ganoderma, the light in his chest and heart also surged, and the energy of the heart of the Kang god continued to flow out, and transformed into Yang Xiaoshan's divine power. The heart of the Kang god condensed the lifelong cultivation of the Lord of the Kang god. Previously, he broke through the first level of the gods, but only refined part of the energy. In the future, as he continued to practice, the energy contained in the heart of the Kang god will continue to be transformed into his divine power, helping him to improve his cultivation. With the heart of the Kang god, plus the destiny fruit and the elixir he refined, he is expected to break through to the 10th level of the gods in less than 100 years. Half a year has passed. Yang Xiaoshan is already in the late stage of the first level of the gods. 9 months later, Yang Xiaoshan broke through to the peak of the late stage of the first level of the gods as expected. 11 months later, Yang Xiaoshan's whole body is shining. Break through the second level of the gods. After he broke through the second level of the divine spirit realm, he had already refined 8 of the 9 raging torrents of medicinal power. A year later, Yang Xiaoshan finally completely refined the golden dragon jade Ganoderma. and his strength was close to the peak of the early second level of the divine spirit realm. Yang Xiaoshan stopped practicing, feeling the surging divine power in his body. Now, his strength is several times stronger than when he just broke through the divine spirit realm. The next step is to open up the divine veins. Yang Xiaoshan immediately activated the divine sea divine power and impacted the first divine vein. The divine veins, lurking deeper in the body, are closed, and the entire divine vein is tightly together, full of invisible barriers, so it is extremely difficult to open up the divine veins. However, Yang Xiaoshan's divine power is the Hangmeng divine power, which is extremely strong. In an instant, he blasted open the invisible barrier of the first divine vein, and then rolled forward with the momentum of a raging flood, constantly blasting open the tight-end divine vein and continuously widening the divine vein. If each acupoint is compared to a star, and each divine vein is a vast galaxy, under the continuous impact of Yang Xiaoshan's divine power, finally, the first divine vein was completely opened. When the first divine vein was opened, the originally dim divine vein was now full of vast vitality and filled with divine brilliance. Divine power surged within the divine vein. Moreover, the divine vein opened by Yang Xiaoshan was actually rippling with layers of lightning. There are mutant martial souls in martial spirits. There are mutant holy fruits in holy fruits. And there are also mutant divine veins in divine veins. If a divine vein mutates, the divine power contained in it is stronger than that of an ordinary divine vein. At this moment, the first divine vein opened by Yang Xiaoshan was a mutant divine vein, which produced lightning. Mutated holy fruits are extremely rare, and mutant divine veins are even rarer. Therefore, even Huang Hao of the Qilin divine clan and Chen Zhang, the son of Zumi, did not have mutant divine veins. After Yang Xiaoshan opened up the first divine vein, the Hangmeng divine power continued to blast open the barrier of the second divine vein, and then rolled forward without stopping. While the Hangmeng divine power blasted open the divine vein, it also continued to widen the second divine vein. Just like the first divine vein, when he completely opened up the second divine vein, the second divine vein also showed a lot of lightning. Then, Yang Xiaoshan's Hangmeng divine power blasted at the barrier of the third divine vein, the fourth, the fifth. Soon, Yang Xiaoshan opened up the 12th divine vein. Like Huang Hao of the Qilin god clan, who has the blood of the Qilin ancestor, and cultivated the 14 Teacher holy fruits, he can only open up 12 divine veins at a time with all his strength. When he opened up the 12th divine vein, his divine power was exhausted. But at this moment, Yang Xiaoshan continued to blast at the 13th divine vein. Every time he opened up a divine vein, Yang Xiaoshan also used the Hangmeng divine power to continuously widen the divine vein. After a few days, Yang Xiaoshan opened up 100 divine veins and continued to bombard the 101st divine vein. It would take other powerful gods a month to open up a divine vein, but Yang Xiaoshan opened up 100 veins in 3 days. And after opening up 100 veins, the speed of the Hangmeng divine power still did not decrease. Finally, the Hangmeng divine power blasted open the barrier of the 120th divine vein. When the 120th divine vein was completely opened up, filled with vitality and divine power, Yang Xiaoshan stopped. There were a total of 120 divine veins, and all of them were mutant divine veins. Each divine vein had been greatly widened, and each divine vein was pulsating with lightning. Just after Yang Xiaoshan stopped, the light of the 120 divine veins shot up into the sky, like 120 huge galaxies, bombarding into the sky. In the shaking light of the sky, a little purple gold rain fell. This is the power of origin. When the power of origin fell, the entire Xianzang Academy was filled with strange fragrance, a fragrance that was more intoxicating than the sweet rain from heaven. The power of origin kept dripping onto Yang Xiaoshan's body and was absorbed by him. Yang Xiaoshan was filled with the aura of origin. As if affected by the power of origin, all the plants on and around Xianzang Mountain were growing wildly. With the fusion of the power of origin, Yang Xiaoshan's body was once again continuously strengthened. Chapter 680, Imprisonment of Yang Xiaoshan in the Heavenly Prison. The power of origin continued to fall. In the entire Xianzang Academy, everyone saw this little bit of purple gold rain. The strange fragrance of the power of origin filled the air, and everyone felt a fragrant mouthful. What is this? Many strong men in the Xianzang Academy looked at the falling purple gold rain in surprise. In the distance, Kinyu stared at the falling purple gold rain and couldn't help but get excited. The power of origin. Kang Xiang was shocked. Of course, he had heard of the power of origin. Only by opening up 120 divine veins in one fell swoop could the power of origin from the sky be activated. Kinyu excitedly exclaimed, after so many years, someone finally activated the power of origin again. Before the ancient times, someone had activated the power of origin. After the ancient times, the heavens finally sent the power of origin again. While sighing and excited, Kinyu did not forget to swallow this strange fragrance deeply and in large gulps. Of course, it knew the rarity and benefits of this strange fragrance. Even the strange fragrance formed by the power of origin was a rare opportunity for an existence like it. Kang Xiang also took big gulps of the strange fragrance, and it was not enough. So, a strange phenomenon appeared in the whole Xianzang Academy. Everyone was taking big gulps of air, and they were intoxicated. After 2 whole days, the origin rain stopped. Seeing that the origin rain stopped after 2 whole days, Kinyu was surprised. According to the ancient records, if one opened up 120 divine veins in one go, the origin rain would last for 1 day. But why did Yang Zai Ocean's origin rain last for 2 days? Did he remember it wrong? In fact, it was not Kinyu's memory. After opening up 120 divine veins in one go, the origin rain would indeed last for 1 day. However, Yang Zai Ocean did not open up ordinary divine veins, but a full 120 mutant divine veins. After absorbing the power of origin for 2 days, Yang Zai Ocean felt that his whole body's blood and vitality had improved a lot again. Legend has it that after opening up all the divine veins, one can live forever. Although it is not credible, if he can absorb the origin rain 10 times, his blood and vitality will definitely reach a terrifying level. After absorbing the rain of origin, Yang Zai Ocean did not open up the 121st divine vein immediately, but swallowed a life divine fruit and cultivated the Hunyuan Shanming divine body. He planned to cultivate for a few days, and after completely absorbing and refining the power of origin in his body, he would continue to open up the divine veins. Half a month passed. Yang Zai Ocean then continued to urge the Hangmeng divine power to bombard the 121st divine vein. As before, every time a divine vein was opened, he used the Hangmeng divine power to continuously widen the divine vein. The wider the divine vein, the more divine power will be accumulated. Therefore, he widened each divine vein to the limit. Soon, Yang Zai Ocean opened up 120 divine veins again. And they were also 120 mutant divine veins. Therefore, half a month after the first rain of origin, Kinyu, Kangsheng and others saw the rain of origin again. Seeing the rain of origin falling from the sky again, both Kangsheng and Kinyu were stunned. Yang Zai Ocean triggered the rain of origin again, which means that Yang Zai Ocean opened up 120 divine veins again. Adding the previous one, that's 240 divine veins. For the second level of the divine spirit, opening up 120 divine veins is already a rare feat in the ages, but Yang Zai Ocean opened up a full 240. Looking at the falling rain of origin, Kuiniu, Kang Xiang and others took a deep breath at the air again. 2 days later, the rain of origin finally stopped. After Yang Zai Ocean absorbed and refined the power of origin for the second time, his whole body's ki and blood, vitality, were greatly improved again. After opening up 240 divine veins, Yang Zai Ocean did not continue to open up divine veins. With his current divine power, he should be able to open up another 60 divine veins, but it is difficult to open up another 120, so he waited until he broke through the third level of the divine spirit, and then opened up the 360th divine vein in one fell swoop. Then he triggered the third rain of origin. Afterwards, Yang Zai Ocean returned to the capital of 10,000 gods. In a few days, he will leave Kangsheng continent. Before leaving, he wants to spend more time with his family. Yang Zai Ocean returned, and the god's mansion was full of laughter. In the following days, Yang Zai Ocean taught his parents, the girl, Kingsun, Wanting and others to practice in the God's mansion and use the tree of life to improve everyone's blood, vitality, and cultivation. While Yang Xiaoshan was teaching his family to practice, the news of his battle with the 3 tribes of Xianggu Corpse Demon had already been passed back to Zongshan Continent, causing a shock to Zongshan Continent. Knowing that Yang Xiaoshan had broken through the realm of gods and that there was Kuiniu by his side, all the masters of the Xian family had gloomy faces. Yang Xiaoshan finally broke through the realm of gods. One Xianjin said in a low voice, "Ancestor, this can't go on any longer. Let's make a charge, capture him first, and put him in the Xian Liao." Xian Ziking, the head of the Xian family, said, as long as Yang Xiaoshan was imprisoned in the Xian Liao, they would have 10,000 ways to make Yang Xiaoshan die in the Xian Liao. That's right, we can just accuse Yang Xiaoshan of a crime and send the Heavenly Court army to capture him. I don't believe he dares to resist. An old ancestor of the Heavenly family also agreed. If he resists, we will kill him on the spot for treason. One Xianjin shook his head. It would be a good idea to accuse Yang Xiaoshan of a crime and put him in the heavenly prison first. However, now even the millions of armies of the 3 demon clans can't do anything to Yang Xiaoshan. Even if the Heavenly Court sends an army, it can't do anything to Yang Xiaoshan. The key is that Yang Xiaoshan not only has Kuiniu by his side, but also a super invincible giant tripod. A giant tripod that is more terrifying than the prehistoric artifact. At this time, Yang Xiaoshan, who was in the residence of the gods, began to learn the formation and forbidden runes. He did not draw the runes immediately, but first looked through the formation book. Whether it was his master Hangfeng Shensu or the secret book left by the Lord of Heaven and Earth, there were many formation books, enough for him to read for some days. After reading hundreds of books on formations, Yang Xiaoshan began to draw runes. He held the rune pen, sensed the fire power between heaven and earth, dipped it in the fire attribute spirit liquid, and began to write the word fire on the rune paper. This word of fire, with flowing flames, was vivid, and the first feeling it gave people was that it was not a word, but a ball of fire. Is it done? Yang Xiaoshan was stunned. According to the book, as long as the firepower in the surrounding heaven and earth was condensed and successfully injected into the word of fire, the fire rune would be successfully made. Although the fire rune was easy to draw, it would take 4 or 5 days for ordinary gods and powerful people to learn to draw the fire rune. However, he succeeded in the first drawing. Yang Xiaoshan took the fire rune in his hand with some disbelief, then infused it with divine power and threw it out. Suddenly, the fire rune turned into a huge ball of hundreds of meters of blazing flames. When Yang Xiaoshan was sure that he had learned the fire rune, he began to draw the word water on the rune paper. Soon, a water rune was successfully drawn. Yang Xiaoshan poured his divine power into the water rune, and it turned into a river several hundred meters long. Seeing that the water rune was successfully drawn, Yang Xiaoshan began to draw the wood rune. Yang Xiaoshan was completely immersed in the world of forbidden runes. Unknowingly, when a day passed, he had learned all 1296 forbidden runes. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 681 9th Level Array God. Seeing that he had learned all 1296 forbidden runes in one day, Yang Xiaoshan couldn't help but ask curiously, "Uncle Ding, as far as you know, is there anyone who has learned all 1296 forbidden runes in one day?" Uncle Ding hesitated and said, "In the ancient times, the fastest person took more than a month. The last person became the strongest existence in the heavens and the worlds. More than a month." Yang Xiaoshan nodded. He didn't ask who that person was, and then began to look through the first level formation secrets. There were no first level formation secrets in the secrets of his master, Hangfeng Divine Lord, the Lord of Heaven and Earth. These were all collected by him. There are more than 30 first level formation secrets. These formation secrets cover 7 series: water, fire, gold, wood, earth, wind, and thunder. Yang Xiaoshan first learned the fire series formation. There were more than a dozen fire series spirit stones in front of him. He held a rune pen, then attracted the fire power of heaven and earth, and wrote fire runes on these fire series spirit stones one by one. Then, Yang Xiaoshan waved his hand, and dozens of fire spirit stones were embedded in the surrounding ground. Suddenly, golden flames fluttered up, and turned into a blazing sea of fire. Generally speaking, the power of the first level formation is very small, and the coverage area is only a few dozen meters, and the limit is 100 meters, but Yang Xiaoshan's sea of fire covers more than 100 meters. Seeing that the power of the first level formation arranged by Yang Xiaoshan exceeded the legendary limit, Ding Yi was silent. Next, it was the first level water formation. Yang Xiaoshan attracted the water power of heaven and earth, and wrote water runes on the water spirit stones. Soon, these water rune spirit stones turned into a surging river. After a day, Yang Xiaoshan had learned all of the more than 30 first level formation secrets. As for the power, they all exceeded the legendary limit. The limit is meant to be broken, and this sentence has been confirmed in Yang Xiaoshan. Others practiced the 14th and 19th heavenly destiny, but he practiced the 15th mixed heavenly destiny. Others practiced the 14th Teacher holy fruit, but he practiced the 15th Hang Meng holy fruit. Now, the formation is also like this. Others would find it difficult to set up an extreme formation in their entire lives, but he, with just one try, was able to set up a formation that surpassed the limit. After making sure that he had learned more than 30 first level formations, Yang Xiaoshan began to learn second level formations the next day. The more he learned, the more varied the formations became. There were more second level formations than first level formations, with a total of more than 50. However, it only took Yang Xiaoshan 2 days to learn all the more than 50 second level formations. It was still beyond the limit. 3 days later, Yang Xiaoshan began to learn third level formations. The third level formations were more varied and complex, with a total of more than 60, and were more difficult to set up than second level formations. However, Yang Xiaoshan took 3 days to learn all the more than 60 third level formations. It was also beyond the limit. On the 7th day, Yang Xiaoshan began to learn 4th level formations. 4th level formations were already intermediate formations, and their power was far less than that of 3rd level formations, but they were more complicated to set up. However, Yang Xiaoshan still took 4 days to learn all the more than 74th level formations. Seeing that Yang Xiaoshan had learned all the formations from level 1 to level 4 in about 10 days, and that he succeeded in one try, Ding Yi became even more silent. Previously, it guessed that Yang Xiaoshan's talent for setting up formations should be strong, but now it is more than strong. It guessed that Yang Xiaoshan should be able to set up a level 10 formation after practicing hard for 20 years. But now it seems that it will take less than 2 years. Less than 2 years. Ding Yi didn't know how to express his feelings at the moment. There is no doubt that Yang Xiaoshan's talent for refining medicine is terrifying, but now, Yang Xiaoshan's talent for formations is stronger than his talent for refining medicine. After that, Yang Xiaoshan spent 5 days to set up all the level 5 formations. Then, it was a level 6 formation. The level 6 formation also took 6 days. What made Ding Yi slightly relieved was that Yang Xiaoshan took 14 days to set up all the level 7 formations. As for all the level 8 formations, it took a whole month to learn them completely. Next, it was a level 9 formation. As long as Yang Xiaoshan learns the 9th level formation, it means that he is a true 9th level formation god. In the spirit world, there are many 9-star sword gods, but 9th level formation gods are rare. Yang Xiaoshan came to an open space outside the city. The 9th level formation, also known as the 9th level divine formation, has a destructive power far beyond the 8th level formation, so he had to come to the open space to arrange and test it. Yang Xiaoshan took out 9 huge high quality ice type spirit stones. The 9th level divine formation requires a very high level of spirit stones, because if the spirit stone is not of a high level, it cannot bear the powerful ice power. Yang Xiaoshan held the talisman pen and began to carve a huge ice dragon on the 9 ice type spirit stones. The forbidden runes of the 9th level divine formation are no longer composed of simple words and have been separated from the scope of words. Therefore, the runes for carving the 9th level divine formation are very complicated and extremely difficult to carve successfully. If there is a slight deviation, it will not be carved successfully. Yang Xiaoshan was completely immersed in the ice dragon he was carving in front of him. In his mind, he was the ice dragon. This ice dragon had flesh and blood and a soul. It was a real dragon. One after another, ice power continued to gather from the surrounding heaven and earth into Yang Xiaoshan's talisman pen, and then merged into the ice dragon under his hand. After a cup of tea, finally, an ice dragon was completely carved out. This ice dragon was lifelike and could no longer be described by runes. From a distance, it looked like a real dragon crawling on a spirit stone, emitting an amazing icy aura. Afterwards, Yang Xiaoshan carved 8 ice dragons on the other 8 ice spirit stones one by one. The 9 ice dragons were exactly the same, without any deviation. After the 9 ice dragons were completely carved out, Yang Xiaoshan infused his divine power, and suddenly, 9 ice dragons broke through the air, and the dragon roar shook the heaven and earth. The terrifying ice power covered the mountains in front of him one after another. Yang Xiaoshan's mind was in a state of mind, and suddenly, a huge ice dragon slapped down with one claw, and a mountain peak was seen turning into countless pieces of ice. When Yang Xiaoshan urged the 9 dragons to attack, the earth shook and was submerged by the power of the 9 dragons, turning into ice fields one after another. This is the power of the 9th level divine formation. One ice dragon is comparable to the attack of a 10th level peak god. 9 ice dragons are comparable to the attack of 9 10th level peak gods. Yang Xiaoshan looked at the 9 ice dragons attacking, and it was hard to hide his joy. The 9th level ice divine formation is the most difficult to arrange among the 9th level divine formations. Now that he has arranged it successfully, it means that he is now a 9th level formation god. Yang Xiaoshan put away the 9 ice spirit stones. He carried this divine formation with him, and it would be useful when he walked in the martial arts world in the future. Afterwards, Yang Xiaoshan began to arrange other 9th level formations. 3 months later, Yang Xiaoshan finally arranged all the 9th level formations, and he carried more than 100 9th level divine formations. The power of each 9th level divine formation is no weaker than the 9 dragon ice formation. Chapter 682, Level 10 High Level Divine Array. It took only half a year for Yang Xiaoshan to learn the most basic formation runes and set up more than 100 9th level formations. In half a year, he went from a formation apprentice to a 9th level formation god. This speed made Ding Yi speechless. It seems that it was wrong. Yang Xiaoshan didn't need a year to set up a 10th level formation. It is even possible that Yang Xiaoshan can set up a 10th level formation today. As if confirming Ding Yi's guess, Yang Xiaoshan then began to set up a 10th level formation. He took out 100 spirit stones. The 10th level formation has higher requirements for spirit stones, both in quantity and quality. Yang Xiaoshan condensed the ice power of the surrounding heaven and earth, and began to carve a sword on the first spirit stone. An ice sword. Then, Yang Xiaoshan carved a fire sword on the second spirit stone. While carving, Yang Xiaoshan urged the 15 invincible sword hearts and 15 strongest sword intentions, and integrated the power of the sword heart and sword intention into these sword runes. When the sword runes were carved out one by one, the swords were filled with sword energy, which was stronger than the sword energy of many 10-star sword gods. Finally, all 100 spirit stones were carved with sword runes. Yang Xiaoshan urged his divine power, and suddenly, the sword formation burst out with amazing sword energy. 100 flying swords flew out, and the flying swords entangled, sometimes turning into 5-element sword dragons, and sometimes turning into 5-element sword rivers. Moreover, when the 5-element sword formation was activated, a huge shadow of the sword god was condensed in the sword energy. Array spirit. Uncle Ding finally spoke. The array has spirit. Once the array produces array spirit, the power of the entire array will be greatly enhanced. To arrange a divine array with array spirit is hundreds of times more difficult than refining the god-breaking pill protected by the gods. Even the prehistoric and boundless sword formation of the Kangshen continent does not have array spirit. However, the 10th level 5 element sword formation that Yang Ocean arranged now has an array spirit. In a flash of thought, Yang Ocean saw the 5 element sword formation shuttle back and forth between the mountains in front of him. When it returned to Yang Ocean, all the mountains turned into sand and collapsed to the ground. Then, Yang Ocean began to arrange the second level 10 divine formation. The second level 10 divine formation he arranged was a fire dragon formation. Then, the third one. Half a year later, Yang Ocean learned all the low level, medium level and high level divine formations at hand. Except for the top level 10 divine formation, which he could not arrange successfully for the time being, he had learned all the other level 10 divine formations. Moreover, half of these level 10 divine formations produced formation spirits. Uncle Ding looked at these level 10 divine formations that produced formation spirits and was speechless again. In the Sword God Temple of Zongshan continent, only 3 people could pass the 9-star Sword God assessment in the Saint realm, and no one in the Divine realm could pass the 10-star Sword God assessment. And in the Divine realm, it is even more difficult to arrange a level 10 divine formation. But Yang Ocean not only arranged it, but also half of them produced formation spirits. Seeing that he had finally learned all the divine formations below the 10th level, Yang Ocean breathed a sigh of relief. In the future, as his strength increases, it is only a matter of time before he can set up a 10th level top level divine formation, so he is not worried about the formation restriction. However, thinking about cultivating all 15 strongest sword intentions to the pinnacle, Yang Ocean has a headache. Moreover, now, his eternal divine body is only 11th level. To cultivate to the 14th level, he needs a huge amount of time sand. Where can he find so much time sand? More importantly, his Hangmeng divine body is not even a small success. It will take a long time for him to cultivate to the 14th level. He has the Destiny Divine Fruit, so it is not a problem for him to cultivate the Hunyo and Xianming Divine Body to the 14th level. Master Ding, is there a Hangmeng Divine Tree in the world? Yang Ocean asked. Yes. Grandpa Ding answered very straightforwardly, but then he changed his tone and said, but after the prehistoric times, the Hangmeng Divine Tree had already disappeared between heaven and earth. Even the ruler of heaven and earth could not find it, after searching for many years. Originally, Yang Ocean was overjoyed when he heard about the Hangmeng Divine Tree, but he felt disappointed when he heard the rest. However, in addition to the Hangmeng Divine Tree, there is also the Hangmeng Key between heaven and earth. If you can find the Hangmeng Key, you can also quickly improve your Hangmeng Divine Body, Grandpa Ding said. Yang Ocean suddenly felt hopeful. However, the Hangmeng Key is even rarer than the 9 Heavenly Tribulation Thunderwater. It will be difficult for you to find the Hangmeng Key, Grandpa Ding said. Yang Ocean frowned. However, it is better to have hope than no hope. Just when Yang Ocean learned all the divine formations below the 10th level, on an uninhabited island far away from the Kangshen continent, the Xiango demon god opened his mouth and spit out a mouthful of blood. He looked at the direction of Kangshen continent with hatred. Yang Ocean, I don't believe you will stay in Kangshen continent all your life. Wait until you leave Kangshen continent, then I will destroy Kangshen continent. Then he ordered his men, if Yang Ocean leaves Kangshen continent, remember to report to me at any time. The mansion of the gods. Brother, are you leaving again? Yang Ling pouted. Yang Ocean nodded. This time, he had been back to Kangshen continent for a long time, and it was time to leave. After all, he still had to look for the Sand of Time and the Key of Hangmeng. Moreover, the 9 Heaven Tribulation Thunderwater on his body had been used up and also needed to be replenished. The Destiny God Fruit had also been used up long ago, and he also needed to buy a God level elixir. The most important thing was that the matter of Zongshan continent was not over yet. I don't know how Zongshan continent is now. Hearing that Yang Ocean was leaving, everyone was silent for a while, and the hall was depressed. I will go to Zongshan continent with you. After a long silence, Long Kingsun spoke with a firm tone. I have talked to Kingsun. If you leave this time, we will go with you. Wan Ning also said with a firm look in his eyes. I will go to Zongshan continent too. Yang Linger also shouted. Yang Ocean hesitated for a moment, and finally shook his head and said, next time. Then he told everyone about the current situation of Zhongshan continent. Although he also wanted to take everyone to Zhongshan continent, it was obviously not appropriate now. Finally, with everyone reluctant, Yang Xiaoshan, Kinyu, Scorpio, Penglong, and Ziwuxin left the capital of the 10,000 gods. Before leaving, Yang Xiaoshan left all the 10 level divine formations on his body to the Yang family in Kangshan. With more than 110 level divine formations, plus the Han Huan Wuji sword formation to resist, if the 3 demon clans come again, it will be enough for the 3 demon clans to drink a pot. Under the gaze of the Yang family, the figures of Yang Xiaoshan and others disappeared into the sky. Looking at Yang Xiaoshan who left, Long Qingxuan felt empty and uncomfortable. Not long after Yang Xiaoshan left, the Xiangou demon god learned the news of Yang Xiaoshan's departure. Gather the army and attack the Kangshan continent. Xiangou demon god's eyes were bloodshot. Destroy all living beings in the Kangshan continent and find that thing for me. Yes, Lord Demon. Xiangou corpse demon and other powerful men all responded respectfully. Chapter 683 I'll destroy you too. Yang Xiaoshan didn't know that not long after he left, the 3 great demon armies once again surged towards the Kangshan continent. On the way, Yang Xiaoshan continued to practice formations, while practicing the 15th strongest sword intent. Although he can now set up a 10th level high level divine formation, he feels that there are still many areas that need improvement. It takes him a day to set up a 10th level high level divine formation, and he feels that it takes too long. He wants to compress the time to less than 10 hours through continuous practice. Kinyu, Scorpio and others knew that Yang Xiaoshan had been practicing formation runes this year, but they didn't know that Yang Xiaoshan had already practiced to the 10th level high level divine formation. Therefore, on the spaceship, they were stunned to see Yang Xiaoshan set up one 10th level high level divine formation after another. Dacian sword formation, extreme ice prison formation, 9-eyed heavenly ghost formation, golden flame divine phoenix formation. Looking at the divine formations that continue to emerge from Yang Xiaoshan's hands, Scorpio and others even rubbed their eyes, thinking that they had seen it wrong. After all, this was too hard to believe. A year ago, Yang Xiaoshan had just started to learn the most basic array runes, but a year later, he was actually setting up a level 10 higher level divine array. For example, Peng Long, who has lived for 1,000,000 years, still cannot set up a level 10 divine array. Ziwuxin, one of the 4 great medicine gods of Wanjian continent, can set up a level 10 divine array, but it usually takes more than 10 years to set up a level 10 divine array, and it is not necessarily 100% successful. When setting up an array, if the runes are slightly deviated, the entire array will explode like loose sand. The higher the level of the array, the harder it is to set up successfully. But Yang Xiaoshan set up a level 10 higher level divine array in just one day, and the time is getting shorter with practice. With Yang Xiaoshan's continuous practice, Yang Xiaoshan's speed of engraving the array runes is getting faster and faster. When he returned to Zhongshan continent again, finally, in 12 hours, he was able to set up a level 10 higher level divine array. There are still 2 hours left for his 10 hours. After returning to Zhongshan continent, Yang Xiaoshan immediately went to the nearby Imperial Pharmacist Hall, purchased enough divine level medicinal materials, and inquired about the news. When he learned that Wan Xianjun's power in the heavenly court was growing, and that he had already covered the sky with one hand, and established Xianjun Heng as the young emperor of the heavenly court, Yang Xiaoshan's heart sank. Now, except for Jian Xianjun, Yan Xianjun, and Zhao Xianjun, other Xianjuns have already served Wan Xianjun and the heavenly family, and most of the gods in the heavenly court have obeyed Wan Xianjun's orders. Master Wan Tao of the Sword God Hall was killed half a year ago, and his head was separated. Also, Master Qishan Medicine God disappeared a few days ago, and now the Pharmacist Hall is temporarily in charge of the Four Seasons Medicine God Xian Heng. Yang Xiaoshan listened to the news one after another, and his heart sank. He didn't expect that so many things would happen when he returned to Zhongshan continent this time. Wan Tao of the Sword God Hall was killed, and his head was cut off, and now the Sword God Hall is in chaos again. What worries him is Senior Qishan Medicine God. Yang Xiaoshan could not help but rush back to the Zongshan continent pharmacist hall. Thinking that Kishan medicine god had been missing for some time, Yang Xiaoshan became more and more anxious and kept speeding up. Just as Yang Xiaoshan rushed back to the Zongshan continent pharmacist hall, Ren Xiaoxu looked at Yang Ping angrily. Yang Ping, why did you move my master's things? When she got up this morning, she wanted to come to the palace where her master lived, but she saw that Yang Ping, the disciple of Four Seasons medicine god Xianheng, had moved out all of her master's things. When Yang Ping saw that it was Ren Xiaoxu, his expression remained unchanged and he said, so it's senior sister Ren. Now, my master is in charge of the pharmacist hall. This palace must be used by my master to live and practice. Of course, your master's things must be cleared out. Since you are here, then you can take your master's things away yourself. Otherwise, I can't guarantee that your master's things will not be thrown away by others. Ren Xiaoxu was so angry that her face turned blue. Yang Ping, how dare you? Your master is only temporarily in charge of the pharmacist hall. Your master is not the master of the hall yet. Only the master of the hall can live and practice in this palace. My master is still the master of the hall. Many pharmacists under the command of Kishan Yaoshen came over after hearing the voice, and they all scolded Yang Ping. Now I'm in charge of the pharmacist hall. From now on, the rules of the pharmacist hall will be determined by me. At this time, a cold voice sounded. Anyone who is dissatisfied can leave the pharmacist hall. The Four Seasons medicine god Xianheng came over. Ren Xiaoxu glared. Xianheng, the pharmacist hall is not a place where your Xian family can do whatever they want. The rules are not decided by you alone. Even if you want to abolish the previous rules, all the 10-star medicine gods must agree. But after she finished speaking, she saw the 9 Phoenix medicine god and the all-seeing medicine god came over and stood with Xianheng. Seeing this, Ren Xiaoxu's pretty face turned pale. Xianheng looked at Ren Xiaoxu and said coldly, from the prehistoric times to the present, Zongshan continent has belonged to my Xian family. What kind of rules to set is up to my Xian family. Come here, Ren Xiaoxu is committing treason. Capture her and put her in the prison of the pharmacist hall first, and then in the prison of the heavenly palace tomorrow. Then he glanced at the pharmacists around Ren Xiaoxu. Whoever dares to side with Ren Xiaoxu, put them in the prison of the pharmacist hall together. The pharmacists behind Xianheng swarmed up and wanted to capture Ren Xiaoxu. However, just as the pharmacists behind Xianheng were about to capture Ren Xiaoxu, suddenly, 9 dragons roared, and a shocking wave of fire came over the sky. Everyone looked over and saw 9 huge fire dragons falling from the sky, and their huge dragon claws slapped at Xianheng's pharmacists. Feeling the amazing power of the 9 fire dragons, Xianheng and the pharmacists behind him were shocked and took action one after another. There was a loud bang. The flames burst. There were screams. All the pharmacists under Xianheng were slapped away by the fire dragons. Even the Four Seasons medicine god Xianheng, the 9 Phoenix medicine god, and the all-seeing medicine god retreated in embarrassment. After the 9 fire dragons blasted, they turned into 9 flames and fell into the fire dragon spirit stone in Yang Xiaoshan's hand. Yang Xiaoshan walked over from outside the hall, followed by Kinyu and Scorpio. Ren Xiaoxu, who was originally angry and desperate, was overjoyed when she saw Yang Xiaoshan, Lord God of Medicine. Although many people now call Yang Xiaoshan the Hangmeng Sword God and the Hangmeng Young Emperor, she is still used to calling Yang Xiaoshan the God of Medicine. The pharmacists around Ren Xiaoxu were also overjoyed, and they all bowed excitedly to Yang Xiaoshan. Greetings, Lord God of Medicine. Xianheng looked at Yang Xiaoshan who suddenly appeared. His face was ugly, and he said sternly, Yang Xiaoshan, I'm now in charge of the pharmacist hall, and I'm the acting chief hall master. However, before he finished speaking, he saw Yang Xiaoshan activating the 15th strongest sword intent, and slashing out with a sword. The terrifying sword energy blasted towards him. So what if you are the acting chief hall master? I will destroy you anyway. Chapter 684 Killing the Four Seasons Medicine God. Feeling the terrifying power of Yang Xiaoshan's sword energy, Xianheng's face changed, and he swung his sword, and the heavy sword energy met Yang Xiaoshan's sword energy. There was a loud bang. The terrifying sword energy burst out. The pharmacists behind Xianheng who were unable to dodge were all blown away by the sword energy. Xianheng's disciple Yangping was also hit by the sword energy. His arm was pierced and smashed on the ground in the distance. Yangping looked at his pierced arm and was furious. He pointed at Yang Xiaoshan. Yang Xiaoshan, you are a 9-star pharmacist and you dare to attack my master. You are a traitor. Yang Xiaoshan suddenly swung his sword again, and a sword energy flashed by, and then Yangping screamed, and his 5 fingers were cut off. Xianheng's face was extremely ugly. He didn't expect Yang Xiaoshan to be so bold. Yang Xiaoshan, you dare to attack me, the chief hall master of this generation. Xianheng said angrily, I will expel you from the pharmacist hall now. Everyone listen. From now on, Yang Xiaoshan is no longer the pharmacist of the pharmacist hall. Xianheng's voice was gloomy. Pass the order. All the pharmacist halls and chambers of commerce are not allowed to sell medicinal materials to Yang Xiaoshan in the future. Yang Xiaoshan said coldly, Xianheng, you are the acting chief hall master. You are not qualified to expel the 9-star medicine god. Having said this, he activated the fire dragon spirit stone in his hand again. Suddenly, 9 huge fire dragons attacked Xianheng again. Xianheng saw that Yang Xiaoshan dared to attack him, and he was furious. Yang Xiaoshan tried to rebel. The pharmacist of the pharmacist hall listens to my order. Kill him. After saying that, he suddenly swung a sword to kill Yang Xiaoshan. Countless pharmacists under his command attacked Yang Xiaoshan at the same time. Yang Xiaoshan activated the 15 strongest sword intentions, and the sword barrier condensed, facing the pharmacists under Xianheng. Just when Xianheng attacked Yang Xiaoshan, suddenly, a huge black bull leg flashing with endless lightning stepped down. Xianheng was horrified and wanted to retreat, but his eyes went dark, and he was stepped on by the huge bull leg, and stepped directly into the ground. The ground of the entire pharmacist's hall was shaking. Everyone was stunned. Even the 9 Phoenix Medicine God and the Universal Medicine God were stunned. Although Xianheng's strength was tyrannical, there was still some gap between him and Zhao Yun. Even Zhao Yun was directly stepped on by the Kuiniu, let alone Xianheng. Kuiniu raised his legs and saw Xianheng lying in a deep pit in the ground. He was completely breathless and his whole body was completely stepped into a human-shaped meat pie. Everyone's face changed. Yangping also looked unbelievable. His master, dead. All the pharmacists present were unbelievable. Who is Xianheng? The acting chief hall master of the Zhongshan Continent Pharmacist Hall, the 3rd medicine god, and the great uncle of Xian Ziking, the head of the Xian family, was now directly stepped to death. No one expected that Yang Xiaoshan would kill Xianheng in public. When Xianheng was killed, one could imagine how shocked Zhongshan Continent would be. The king of heavenly beasts, the 9 Phoenix Medicine God and the Wangxiang Medicine God were surprised and looked at the Kuiniu beside Yang Xiaoshan with fear. At this time, Yang Xiaoshan's sword barrier knocked away all the pharmacists who attacked, and blood was pouring out. Yang Xiaoshan, you killed my master. Yangping said with a ferocious face, the Xian family will not let you go. His Majesty the Heavenly Lord of the Heavenly Court will not let you go, and will exterminate your 9 clans. However, before he finished speaking, the Heaven and Earth Divine Sword in Yang Xiaoshan's hand flew out, and nailed Yangping to the ground directly. Don't worry, sooner or later, I will fight with Wan Xianjun, and I will eradicate the cancer of the Xian family. Yang Xiaoshan said coldly, and the Heaven and Earth Divine Sword flew back. Yangping lay there, and blood gushed out of the sword hole in his throat. The scene was dead silent. Is there anyone else going to take action? Yang Xiaoshan glanced at the scene. The pharmacists under Xianheng were silent. Yang Xiaoshan's eyes fell on 9 Phoenix Medicine God and Universal Medicine God. 9 Phoenix Medicine God and Universal Medicine God were frightened by Yang Xiaoshan's look. I want to test the 10-star Medicine God. I wonder if you two have time to help me preside over the test. Yang Xiaoshan said. 9 Phoenix Medicine God and the other 2 were stunned. They didn't expect Yang Xiaoshan to test the 10-star Medicine God. Now, Yang Xiaoshan has broken through the realm of gods and can refine the god-level divine pills. However, the Pharmacist General Hall stipulates that only the 10-star medicine god can purchase the divine medicine for refining the god-level divine pills. Therefore, Yang Ocean can only test the 10-star medicine god first. Afterwards, 9 Phoenix Medicine God and Universal Medicine God presided over the test of Yang Ocean at the same time. Yang Ocean refined the Yangshan pill, the most difficult to refine among the god-level divine pills. Although the Yangshan pill is the most difficult to refine, it has the best medicinal power among the god-level divine pills. Yang Ocean did not hide it, and summoned the 4 divine fires at the same time, refined the 3 Tribulation Heaven Grade Yangshan pill, and successfully passed the 10-star Medicine God assessment. 9 Phoenix Medicine God and Yang Medicine God were in mixed feelings, and personally delivered the 10-star Medicine God robe and the 10-star Medicine God medal to Yang Ocean. Since then, Yang Ocean has become the new 10-star Medicine God of the Zangshan Continent Pharmacist Hall. And he is the youngest 10-star medicine god in the history of Zangshan Continent. Seeing that Yang Ocean successfully passed the 10-star medicine god assessment, and became the 10-star medicine god of the Pharmacist Hall, Ren Xiaoxu and all the pharmacists in the Pharmacist Hall cheered. Just when the entire Pharmacist Hall was boiling, the Xian family was depressed. Yang Ocean is courting death. An old ancestor of the Xian family roared, "Does he really think that he can do whatever he wants with a king of heavenly beasts by his side? Dare to kill my great ancestor of the Xian family, die. Your Majesty, give the order, kill Yang Ocean and 9 generations of Yang Ocean's family." All the old ancestors of the Xian family knelt down and asked for the order. One Xianjun looked at the direction of the pharmacist's main hall, his eyes cold. "Pass my order." Yang Ocean killed the medicine god used by the heaven, a crime of death. All the major empires, major families and major sects in the Zangshan continent can arrest Yang Ocean. Anyone who dares to shelter Yang Ocean will be guilty of the same crime as Yang Ocean. Soon, one Xianjun's order spread. So, when the news that Yang Ocean passed the 10-star medicine god assessment spread, the news that the heaven was arresting Yang Ocean also spread at the same time. At this time, Ren Xiaoxu was telling Yang Ocean about her master's disappearance. It turned out that Kishan Medicine God got the news that there was news about Taishi Xiandi, and then went to Poison Mist Island, and disappeared after going to Poison Mist Island. Poison Mist Island again. Yang Ocean pondered. Previously, Taishi Xiandi and Yuan Wei also disappeared on Poison Mist Island. Is there any secret on Poison Mist Island? It seems that he has to go to Poison Mist Island. In fact, he has always been curious about how Taishi Xiandi and Yuan Wei disappeared. Immediately, Yang Ocean, Kuiniu, Scorpio and others left the Pharmacist Hall and came to Poison Mist Island. As before, Poison Mist Island was shrouded in thick poisonous fog and was quiet. The area around Poison Mist Island was devastated everywhere, obviously after an extremely tragic battle. "Everyone, be careful," Yang Ocean said. After all, Taishi Xiandi, Yuan Wei, and Kishan Medicine God all disappeared on Poison Mist Island one after another. The Poison Mist Island in front of them was full of weirdness. Then, Yang Ocean and others flew into the Poison Mist Island. Chapter 685, 3000 Demon Gods Formation. A few years ago, Yang Ocean still remembered the scene of them entering the Poison Mist Island for the second round of the competition. At that time, Yang Ocean was chased by the leader of the 9 Nether Demon Clan. However, now, if he meets the leader of the 9 Nether Demon Clan again, he can completely blow him up with one punch. Several people flew carefully all the way. Yang Ocean unfolded the power of the soul and carefully sensed the changes around him. At the same time, he unfolded the 17 heavenly emperor seals. Nothing happened for a day. When Yang Ocean came to the center of the Poison Mist Island, suddenly, under the power of the 17 heavenly emperor seals, Yang Ocean sensed the power fluctuations of the formation restriction in front. Yang Ocean could not help but remind everyone to be careful. Soon, several people came to a plane. This plane was very vast, and the formation restriction covered the entire plane. However, the soul power could not sense the existence of this formation restriction at all. Yang Ocean thought about it, took out the talisman pen and a dark spirit stone, and then carved a profound rune on the dark spirit stone, and then activated the rune power on the dark spirit stone. When the rune power burst out with dark power, the dark power flooded the entire plane. A huge magic sea appeared on the plane, where there was nothing. A magic sea completely condensed by dark magic energy. The magic sea rolled and exuded amazing magic energy. Moreover, above the magic sea, there was a huge space vortex with amazing swallowing power. Seeing the magic array in front of him, Scorpio was surprised. This is a 9 nether devouring magic array. Kinyu also said with a serious face. The 9 nether devouring magic array is one of the strongest magic arrays of the 9 nether demon clan, and it is also a large space array. Were the Taishi Shiandi, Kishin Yaoshin and others swallowed into other spaces by the 9 nether devouring magic array? Peng Long asked in surprise. Yang Xiaoshan nodded. Otherwise, with the strength of Taishi Shiandi and Kishin Yaoshin, it is impossible for them to disappear for no reason. Yang Xiaoshan studied the 9 nether devouring demon formation in front of him. After a while, he said, "Everyone, get ready. We will enter the 9 nether devouring demon formation later. Young master, if Taishi Shiandi and the others are really trapped in the 9 nether devouring demon formation space and cannot get out, even if we go in, we cannot rescue them," Ziwuxin said. Yang Xiaoshan shook his head. "I just studied it. This 9 nether devouring demon formation is not complete. It is not a dead space. Therefore, Taishi Shiandi and the others were just teleported to other places." Since Yang Xiaozi judged that this magic formation space is not a dead space, it cannot be wrong. Kuiniu said. So, after a while, Yang Xiaoshan and Kuiniu jumped up at the same time and entered the 9 nether devouring demon formation. Once they entered the 9 nether devouring demon formation, the astonishing sea of magic covered the sky and drowned Yang Xiaoshan and the others. Yang Xiaoshan and the others felt dizzy. After a long space teleportation, Yang Xiaoshan and the others felt relaxed and fell from the sky. When they stabilized their bodies and looked around, they saw a dark world of flames in front of them. There was no grass on the ground, and dark flames were gushing everywhere. The whole world was without any sunlight, only the light of flames, and the boundless dark power enveloped the whole world. When Scorpio saw this world, his face changed. Could it be Dark Continent? Kinyu said in a deep voice. Dark Continent. Peng Long and Ziwuxin were both trembling in their hearts. The Wuhan world is vast and boundless. Zhongshan Continent is the center of the Wuhan world in the first continent, while the Dark Continent is the second continent, located at the northern edge of the Wuhan world. The Dark Continent is also the most chaotic and darkest continent in the Wuhan world, full of killing, blood, and darkness. Here, hundreds of millions of demons from the Wuhan world gather. This is the place that the gods are most reluctant to descend. In the Wuhan world, everyone changes color when they hear about the Dark Continent. Here, countless terrifying demons live. In ancient times, the heavenly Emperor Han Meng once led hundreds of millions of troops from the heavenly court to come and flatten the Dark Continent. But in the end, the hundreds of millions of troops of the heavenly court were defeated. The heavenly lords and god generals of the heavenly court were almost exterminated, and even the Emperor Han Meng almost perished in the Dark Continent. That battle also became the biggest nightmare of the Zhongshan heavenly court. Dark Continent. Yang Xiaoshan looked at the dark world of fire in front of him, and there was a huge dark city in front of him. Let's go into the city first. Then, he activated the Huanquan divine art and devoured the surrounding dark power. Compared with the solemnity of everyone, Uncle Ding was very excited. Young Yang, I remember that there is a 3000 demon god array in the Dark Continent, right? 3000 demon god array? Yang Xiaoshan was startled and nodded. It seems that there is a 3000 demon god array in the Dark Continent. However, he didn't know much about this 3000 demon god array. He only knew that the 3000 demon god continent was the first demon array in the Dark Continent. And this array is extremely old, so old that it is impossible to trace who set it up. This 3000 demon god array has the aura of Hang Meng. Uncle Ding said. Hang Meng aura. Yang Xiaoshan was surprised. Yes, this 3000 demon gods array has the Hang Meng key. Uncle Ding said. There are 3000 Hang Meng key in this 3000 demon gods array. As long as you comprehend this 3000 demon gods array, your Hang Meng god body will definitely be able to cultivate to the 14th level, even higher. Yang Xiaoshan was overjoyed. There were actually 3000 Hang Meng ki in the 3000 demon gods array. If so, he would not worry about the breakthrough of his Hang Meng god body. After a while, everyone entered the city ahead. Then, Yang Xiaoshan began to inquire about the 3000 demon gods array. The 3000 demon gods array was not far from them. As long as a certain amount of spirit stones were paid to the demon god temple, they could go in and comprehend. The 3000 demon gods array was composed of 3000 demon god pillars. If anyone could comprehend 500 of them, they could become the 9th level demon god of the demon god temple. The 9th level demon god was equivalent to the 9-star sword god of the sword god temple. If anyone can comprehend 1000 of the demon god pillars, he can become the 10th level demon god of the demon god temple. Don't underestimate the status of the 9th level and 10th level demon gods. The demon god temple is the strongest force in the Dark Continent, equivalent to the heavenly court in Zhongshan Continent. The 10th level demon god of the demon god temple is absolutely respected in the Dark Continent. If he becomes the 10th level demon god of the demon god temple, it will be very convenient to act in the Dark Continent, and it will be much easier to inquire about the whereabouts of Taishi Xiandi and Kishin Yaoshan. Moreover, the demon god temple has a demon god list, which is ranked by the comprehended demon god pillars. The more demon god pillars one comprehends, the higher the status in the demon god temple and the dark world. According to the rules passed down from the ancient times of the demon god temple, if the demon god pillars he comprehends surpass the current whole master of the demon god temple, then he will be the new whole master of the demon god temple. The Hall Master of the Demon God Temple is equivalent to the Emperor of Heaven in the Heavenly Court of Zhongshan Continent in the Dark Continent. At that time, he will be the number 1 in the Dark Continent, commanding billions of demons. Chapter 686 Lord Long. Yang Xiaoshan was so excited when he learned that, if he could comprehend the 3000 demon gods formation, he would be able to become the master of the Demon God Temple and command the hundreds of millions of demons in the Dark Continent. If he could command the hundreds of millions of demons in the Dark Continent, why would he fear the Xian family? Why would he fear the ancient corpse demon clan? Why would he fear the Hell demon clan? However, Yang Xiaoshan was not in a hurry to go to the Demon God Temple to comprehend the 3000 demon gods formation, but continued to inquire about and learn about the news of the Demon God Temple and the Demon God formation. After learning the details, they set off for the Demon God Temple 3 days later. When Yang Xiaoshan and his companions arrived at the Demon God Square, they saw 3000 huge Demon God pillars standing on the vast square. Each Demon God pillar was round and 10,000 feet high. On the pillars of the Demon God pillars, there was a Demon God engraved, with demonic energy rolling and exuding amazing demonic power. A weaker cultivator could not even get close to the Demon God pillar, let alone comprehend it. The lair of the 9 Nether Demon clan is very likely to be in the Dark Continent. Yang Xiaoshan didn't want to alert the enemy, so he and Xiangxi wore masks. Even Kuiniu turned into a human form. Yang Xiaoshan wore the dragon head mask from that year. When they arrived, the square was crowded with countless demon clan masters and disciples. The Demon God Pillar contains the supreme mystery of the Demon Clan, so even if it is impossible to comprehend it, many Demon Clan disciples also come here to watch from afar. At this moment, suddenly, the 100th Demon God Pillar shone brightly, the demon light soared into the sky, and the shadow of the Demon God condensed. There was an uproar in the square. The Blood Demon God Son has just comprehended the 100th Demon God Pillar. The Blood Demon God Son is worthy of being one of the 10 great gods of our Dark Continent. He has only broken through the first level of the Divine Spirit for a few decades, and he has already comprehended 100 Demon God Pillars. The powerful demon clans talked about it. It took less than a year for Ping to comprehend a Demon God Pillar. This speed is amazing. Even some of the 9th level demon gods in the Demon God Temple can comprehend 100 Demon God Pillars in just a few decades, which is rare. In front of the 100th Demon God Pillar, there stood a young man wearing a blood robe and with a strong aura. He was the son of the Blood Demon cult. After comprehending the Demon God Pillar, a stream of innate Demon God energy flew out of the Demon God Pillar and merged into the body of the Blood Demon God Son. This Demon God energy is not an ordinary divine energy, but a rare innate energy between heaven and earth. After refining, it can improve one's own cultivation and magic skills. However, it is not that you can get the innate Demon God energy inside by comprehending the Demon God Pillar. Only when you comprehend this Demon God Pillar within a year can you get the Demon God Pillar reward. The Hangmeng energy in the demon god pillar is the most difficult to obtain. To obtain the Hangmeng energy inside, you must comprehend the demon god pillar within 1 day. It is very rare to comprehend a demon god pillar within a year. It is simply impossible to comprehend a demon god pillar within 1 day. Therefore, no one has ever been able to comprehend a pillar of the demon god in 1 day, since the 3000 demon god array has been established. No one has ever been able to obtain the reward of the primordial key. Since the first comprehension requires registration, Yang Xiaoshan made a simple registration with the person in charge of the demon god temple square. When registering, he called himself Lord Long. After paying 100 top grade spirit stones, Yang Xiaoshan walked into the demon god square and came to the first stone pillar of the demon god array. In front of the first stone pillar of the demon god, the masters of the major demon clans surrounded it in circles. Yang Xiaoshan could only stand far away to comprehend. But for him, far and near were the same. He was not in a hurry to comprehend, but walked around the demon god pillar and carefully observed the magic array runes on it. The first demon god pillar had a total of 10,000 magic array runes. These magic array runes were connected together to form the demon god on the stone pillar. These days, Yang Xiaoshan has been learning various arrays. Among the array secrets left by his master, Lord Hangfeng and the Lord of Heaven and Earth, there are many demon clan arrays. He was not unfamiliar with these magic array runes. After just one look, Yang Xiaoshan had memorized all the 10,000 magic array runes, and then began to comprehend the mysteries of these array runes. Soon, Yang Xiaoshan comprehended the mystery of the first array rune. Then, the second. The magic light on Yang Xiaoshan became stronger and stronger. At first, no one noticed it, but as the magic light on Yang Xiaoshan became stronger and stronger, more and more other strong men standing on the first demon god pillar noticed Yang Xiaoshan. The light of the demon god array runes. The demon gods were surprised. Only after comprehending the runes on the demon god pillar can the rune light condense on the body. Normally, many people can hardly condense a rune light in a day of comprehending. But in just a moment, the rune light on Yang Xiaoshan reached more than 200, and it is still increasing at an astonishing speed. Soon, the rune light on Yang Xiaoshan reached 300. More and more masters noticed Yang Xiaoshan. The blood demon god son was about to continue to comprehend the 101st demon god pillar, when he suddenly heard a commotion in the square. He couldn't help but feel strange, and asked his men to find out what was going on. His men soon came back with the answer. What? A mysterious man who claims to be Lord Long has comprehended more than 400 rune lights in less than an incense stick of time. The blood demon godson was shocked, and then he didn't care about comprehending the 101st demon god pillar anymore, and stepped out, and walked towards the first demon god pillar. When the blood demon godson arrived, he saw that the rune lights on Yang Xiaoshan had reached more than 500. Moreover, the rune lights on Yang Xiaoshan's body condensed faster and faster. Later, there was an extra rune light almost in the blink of an eye. The blood demon godson's eyes widened, with an unbelievable look on his face. At this speed, this Lord Long may not even need a day to comprehend the first demon god pillar. It may not even take half a day. Half a day? The blood demon godson muttered to himself. Could it be that a new Lord of Darkness has appeared in the Dark Continent? Before the Lord of Heaven and Earth, there was a Lord of Darkness in the Dark Continent who ruled over hundreds of millions of demons in the Dark Continent. But since the first Lord of Darkness, there has been no Lord of Darkness in the Dark Continent. Someone once said that, if someone can fully comprehend the 3000 demon gods array, they can obtain the original power of the Dark Continent, control the Dark Continent, and become the new Lord of Darkness. Soon, the rune lights on Yang Xiaoshan's body reached 2000, 3000, 9000. When the rune lights on Yang Xiaoshan's body reached 10,000, the first pillar of the demon god ejected a lot of light, and the magic light formed a pillar of magic light, which actually blasted open the dark cloud that had enveloped the Dark Continent for countless years. Immediately afterwards, the pillar of the demon god flew out a purple gas, and merged into Yang Xiaoshan's body. It was the Hangmeng Key. Chapter 687. This boy is mine. Hangmeng Key. Seeing the Hangmeng Key flying out of the demon pillar, many powerful people at the scene had their eyes burning. That is the treasure of heaven and earth. Give it to me. Seeing this, a long-known demon sect ancestor, Kanmo, couldn't help but take action. He wanted to extract the Hongmeng Key from Yang Ocean's body before Yang Ocean could refine the Hongmeng Key. Kill. The blood sea is endless. An old ancestor of the blood demon sect also shouted, his eyes full of murderous intent, and punched Yang Ocean to kill. Sword suppresses the demon world. In the crowd, a sword-wielding demon ancestor took action and killed Yang Ocean with a sword. Seeing this sword-wielding demon ancestor, all the powerful people present were shocked. Ghost sword demon ancestor. Ghost sword demon ancestor, an unparalleled ancestor who practiced the ghost way, had already intimidated the world hundreds of thousands of years ago. The three of them took action, with vast power, and their magic power covered the stars. The three of them almost hit Yang Ocean at the same time. At the moment when the three hit Yang Ocean's whole body was shining brightly, and an invincible force burst out from his body. It actually knocked the three people away at the same time. Whether it was Kanemo, the blood demon sect patriarch, or the ghost sword demon patriarch, they all vomited blood. Kanemo, the blood demon sect patriarch, and the ghost sword demon patriarch were shocked. Yang Ocean turned his head suddenly, and the Hongmeng divine body and 240 mutated divine veins were activated at the same time. The whole body was rolling with lightning, and his fists punched out. Suddenly, the vast and boundless Hongmeng power hit Kanemo, the blood demon sect patriarch, and the ghost sword demon patriarch with the momentum of destroying the world. The three felt the extremely terrifying power of Yang Ocean's punch, and they were all terrified. Crazy demon kill. Heaven Kanemo patriarch fist. Ghost demon cry. Kanemo, the blood demon sect patriarch, and the ghost sword demon patriarch frantically urged all their divine power and attacked again, trying to block Yang Ocean's power. There was a loud explosion. The three people's strength was instantly blasted through, and the power of Hongmeng blasted the three people away with rolling thunder. The remnant demon and the ancestor of the blood demon sect were shot backwards and exploded directly in the air, turning into two huge blood mists, and died without a complete corpse. The ghost sword demon ancestor was also thrown out of the demon god square and crashed into a magic mountain. The magic mountain exploded, and when it fell to the ground, it was seen that his whole body had cracked in many places, which was shocking. The ghost sword demon ancestor did not care about the serious injury and used the residual blood method to fly away, turning into a blood light and disappearing in the sky, escaping without a trace. Everyone gasped. The sudden change in front of them caught everyone off guard. Everyone was shocked when they saw Yang Ocean standing there with an aura as deep as the devil. Many people who were about to take action were so scared that their legs became weak. What kind of divine body is this? How can there be such a terrifying Hongmeng power? Hongmeng divine body. The supreme of heaven and earth, the Hongmeng divine body is born. This is the Hongmeng divine body. Who is this Lord Long? He has cultivated the Hongmeng divine body, and there are 240 mutant divine veins with thunder attributes. At the scene, all the powerful demons from all sides changed color. Yang Ocean wore a dragon head mask and did not chase after the ghost sword demon ancestor. He looked at the greedy powerful people around him expressionlessly. Is there anyone else who wants to take action? However, no one of the powerful demons from all sides dared to move. Yang Ocean activated the Hongmeng divine body, initially refined the Hongmeng key in his body, and then walked towards the second demon pillar. He wanted to hide his identity, so he did not use the eternal divine body and the Hunio and Destiny divine body. However, he had not used the Hongmeng divine body in front of everyone, so it was okay to show the Hongmeng divine body, and it was just the right opportunity to shock the demons in the demon god temple. Under the complicated gazes of the crowd, Yang Ocean came to the second demon god pillar, and then began to comprehend the formation runes of the second demon god pillar. The formation runes of the second demon god pillar were the same as those of the first demon god pillar, a total of 10,000. However, these 10,000 formation runes were completely different from the first one, and more profound. All the runes were connected together to form the demon god of the second stone pillar. The second demon god had a stronger demonic power. When Yang Ocean came to the second demon god pillar, a terrifying demonic power enveloped him. Yang Ocean seemed to be pressed by a huge demon mountain. Just like comprehending the first demon god pillar, Yang Xiaoshan walked around the demon god pillar and carefully observed the 10,000 formation runes on it. After observing it once, he had memorized all the formation runes on it. Then, he gathered his mind and began to comprehend the first formation rune. Soon, Yang Xiaoshan's body lit up, and the light of the first rune condensed. Just as Yang Xiaoshan was comprehending the second demon god pillar, a dull voice rang out from the deepest space of the demon god temple, Hangmeng divine body. The voice shook countless spaces in the demon god temple. Hangmeng divine body, if I devour this kid, my demon god body might be able to make another breakthrough. Li Bei, this kid's Hangmeng divine body is mine. A wild laugh rang out. Obviously, Yang Xiaoshan's Hangmeng divine body has attracted the attention of some of the oldest beings in the depths of the demon god temple. As Yang Xiaoshan continued to comprehend, rune lights on his body lit up one after another. Soon, the rune lights reached another 1,000. However, Yang Xiaoshan frowned. At his current speed, it would take at least 2 months to comprehend the first 500 demon god pillars. 2 months was still too slow for him. After all, he still had to refine the Hangmeng key and find out the whereabouts of Taishi Xiandi, Kishin Yaoshan and the other 3. So, Yang Xiaoshan sped up his comprehension. The demons in the demon square saw that the rune lights on Yang Xiaoshan's body were scrambling to emerge like bubbles, and the speed was so fast that it dazzled everyone. Everyone was stunned. An hour later, the rune lights on Yang Xiaoshan's body broke through 10,000 again. The second demon pillar gushed out layers of demon light, blasting open the sky. Then, the second Hangmeng key flew out and merged into Yang Xiaoshan's body. This time, no one tried to extract the Hangmeng key from Yang Xiaoshan's body. Yang Xiaoshan urged the Hangmeng divine body to initially refine the second Hangmeng key and continued to walk towards the third demon pillar. Seeing that Yang Xiaoshan comprehended the 3,000 demon gods array as easily as drinking water, not only the demons were stunned, but also Kuiniu, Scorpio, and Penglong were stunned. You know, formations are more difficult than refining medicine, and they require more talent. After breaking through the divine spirit, although you have the conditions to practice formations, if you don't have the talent for formations, you can't learn the most basic formation runes, even if you practice for 100 or 1,000 years. Like Penlong, without the talent for formations, he can't comprehend even one of the runes in this great formation, even if he spends his whole life comprehending the great formation of the demon gods. However, Yang Xiaoshan has been practicing formations for less than 2 years, and comprehending the great formation of 3,000 demon gods is as easy as drinking water. This talent for formations can no longer be described as terrifying. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 688 News about Yuan Wei. So, under the gaze of the demons, Yang Xiaoshan began to comprehend the third pillar of the demon god. Originally, the demons who were comprehending the pillar of the demon god stopped at this moment to see the rune light that kept coming out of Yang Xiaoshan's body. The third pillar of the demon god also had 10,000 runes. Yang Xiaoshan only took an hour to comprehend all 10,000 runes. Standing in front of the third pillar of the demon god, the rune light on Yang Xiaoshan's body kept flashing, and it didn't stop until it flashed to 10,000. Then, he continued to comprehend the next one. In the forbidden area of the demon god temple, there stood a completely dark palace. In the palace, there sat a green-haired old man. The green-haired old man was the master of the demon god temple and the #1 demon god on the demon god list. Honorific title, True Demon Ancestor. When the True Demon Ancestor was mentioned, all the demons in the Dark Continent changed color. The True Demon Ancestor's status in the Dark Continent even exceeded that of the Taishi Xiandi in the Zangshan Continent. At this moment, the True Demon Ancestor's body was full of green demonic energy, turning into a sea of green demons. But what was surprising was that the True Demon Ancestor had no heartbeat, and even no life at all, just like a dead person. Just as the true demon ancestor was practicing the method of the great devil ancestor, suddenly, a voice sounded outside his palace. "Master, I have something urgent to report." The true demon ancestor had no expression on his face. "What is it?" "Just now, there was news from the demon god square that a man named Long has comprehended 3 demon god pillars in a row today." His disciple Yemo bowed his head deeply and trembled. "What?" For countless years, the true demon ancestor, who had been expressionless, was shocked. "You mean, he comprehended 3 demon god pillars in one day?" A figure flashed, and he had come from the demon palace to his disciple Yemo. He had not stepped out of his demon palace for many years. "Yes, master." Yemo lowered his head even more. "Today is the first time he comprehended the demon god formation. From the time he comprehended the first demon god pillar to now, more than 5 hours have passed, and he has now comprehended the 4th demon god pillar. More than 5 hours?" The true god ancestor was stunned. "And this person has cultivated the Hangmeng divine body," Night Demon said again. "Hangmeng divine body." The true demon ancestor's eyes burst into a terrifying green light. Affected by the green light, the mountain in front was instantly corroded into green smoke. Night Demon's heart trembled and asked, "Master, should we stop him from continuing to comprehend?" The true demon ancestor glanced at Night Demon and slowly said, "No hurry." Then his figure flashed and returned to the depths of the demon palace. "Wait until he comprehends the first 1,000 demon god pillars and report to me." "Yes, master." One day later, Yang Ocean had already comprehended the first 20 demon god pillars. The demon god square was originally crowded with people, and at this time, it was even more crowded. The news that a mysterious person of Lord Long had comprehended multiple demon god pillars in a day had spread, and many demons kept coming, and they were still coming. Peng Long, Wuxin and others looked at the demons who were still pouring in from all sides, and couldn't help but smile bitterly. They didn't expect that their young master could cause such a big sensation, even by comprehending a demon god formation. At this rate, it won't be long before it can cause a sensation in the Dark Continent. As expected, sometimes people can't keep a low profile. The more the demon god pillars are at the back, the more complicated the formation runes are, and the more difficult it is to comprehend. But on the second day, Yang Ocean comprehended 22 of them, 2 more than on the first day. After that, Yang Ocean comprehended 22 demon god pillars every day. More than 20 days passed. Yang Ocean finally comprehended the first 500 demon god pillars. After more than 20 days, Yang Ocean had comprehended the first 500 demon god pillars. Countless demons looked at Yang Ocean again, all fearful and fanatical. After comprehending the first 500 demon god pillars, Yang Ocean did not continue to comprehend them, but withdrew from the demon god square. Now, he already has 500 strands of Hangmeng Qi in his body. He has only initially refined these Hangmeng Qi. He plans to continue to comprehend the next 500 strands after completely refining these Hangmeng Qi. Seeing Yang Ocean coming out, the person in charge of the Demon God Square respectfully welcomed Yang Ocean into the Demon God Temple, and then issued Yang Ocean a 9th level Demon God robe and a 9th level Demon God medal. Both the 9th level Demon God robe and the 9th level Demon God medal are made of the best materials in the Dark Continent. Although they are all black, they are noble, especially the 9th level Demon God medal, which exudes supreme demonic power. After becoming a 9th level demon god, there is an independent demon palace in the Demon God Temple. Therefore, Yang Ocean and his companions lived in the demon palace of the Demon God Temple. Yang Ocean checked the demon palace and confirmed that it was safe. Then he swallowed a destiny god fruit in the demon palace, operated the destiny god art, and began to refine the Hangmeng Qi in his body. The primordial spirit is a treasure of heaven and earth. It can not only improve his primordial spirit body, but also improve his divine power and cultivation. In addition, the primordial spirit contains the primordial mysteries. While Yang Ocean is refining the primordial spirit, he is also comprehending the primordial mysteries. At that time, it will help him to control and use his own primordial power. Because he needs to comprehend the primordial mysteries, Yang Ocean's speed of refining the primordial spirit is not fast, refining 1 strand a day. As he refines the destiny fruit and the primordial spirit, Yang Ocean's strength increases day by day. When he refined all 500 strands of primordial spirit after 500 days, he finally broke through to the 4th level of the divine spirit. Yang Xiaoshan broke through the realm of the divine spirit in less than 4 years, but he has already reached the 4th level of the divine spirit. Such a cultivation speed is simply unmatched. You know, even the super geniuses of Zongshan continent, Huang Heo, Chen Zhang, Xian Junheng, and the Prince of the Empire of Gods, Wan Yu, etc., have cultivated themselves with all their resources, and worked hard for nearly 1,000 years, but they have only cultivated to the 5th level of the divine spirit. When Yang Xiaoshan came out of the room, Kinyu, Xiangxi and others were speechless when they saw that Yang Xiaoshan had broken through to the 4th level of the divine spirit. Have you heard any news about the Sand of Time and His Majesty Taishi? Yang Xiaoshan asked Xiangxi, Penglong and others, after he came out. Before he went into seclusion, to refine the primordial key, he asked them to do their best to find out the news about the Sand of Time, Taishi Xiandi, and Kishan Yaoshan. Sir, we have heard about Lord Yuanwei. Xiangxi said respectfully, but we haven't heard about the Sand of Time. Hearing that there was news about Lord Yuanwei, Yang Xiaoshan was pleasantly surprised. Have you heard any news about Lord Yuanwei? We have heard about Yuanwei, but Kinyu hesitated and said, he is very likely to be suppressed in the Black Sea. Suppressed in the Black Sea? Yang Xiaoshan was stunned. The Black Sea is the largest sea area in the Dark Continent, and also the most dangerous sea area. Yes, Lord Yuanwei is very likely being suppressed in the Black Sea's ancient and boundless Black Turtle Demon Formation, Scorpio said. Chapter 689, Primordial Infinite Black Turtle Magic Formation. The Great Desolation Infinite Black Turtle Magic Formation. Yang Xiaoshan's heart sank when he heard this. Whether it was his master, Lord Hangfeng, or the Lord of Heaven and Earth, they all mentioned the Great Desolation Infinite Black Turtle Magic Formation in the formation secrets they left behind, and they all carefully said how powerful the Great Desolation Infinite Black Turtle Magic Formation was. The Great Desolation Infinite Black Turtle Magic Formation, together with the Great Desolation Infinite Sword Formation of the Kangshen continent, is one of the 10 great formations of the Great Desolation, and its power is not inferior to that of the Great Desolation Infinite Sword Formation. The reason why the Black Sea of the Dark Continent is so dangerous is not only because of the countless magical beasts living in the Black Sea, but also because of this Great Desolation Infinite Black Turtle Magic Formation in the Deep Sea. No matter how powerful a being is, as long as they enter this Great Desolation Infinite Black Turtle Magic Formation, they will be trapped in the formation and unable to escape. Although Yuanwei is the first sword god of the Sword God Temple, it is difficult for him to get out of the Great Desolation Infinite Black Turtle Magic Formation. Are you sure? Yang Xiaoshan asked again. Kuiniu nodded and said, Yuanwei should be trapped in the Wuji Zhuangui Magic Array. We found out that he had fought with someone in the Black Sea, but then disappeared. I went to the Black Sea myself, and then used the secret method to track his breath, all the way to the depths of the Black Sea. But, the prehistoric Wuji Zhuangui magic array is too powerful, I dare not enter. Kuiniu shook his head when he said this. The prehistoric Wuji Zhuangui magic array was left by the Supreme Demon Clan strongman in the prehistoric period. Even as powerful as it is, it dare not step into it. Black Sea. Yang Xiaoshan read. Although the prehistoric Wuji Zhuangui magic array is terrifying, he still decided to go there. After all, Yuanwei is related to the whereabouts of Taishi Xiandi. So, after a while, Yang Xiaoshan and others left the Demon God Temple and headed for the Black Sea. On the way, Yang Xiaoshan used the Hangmeng Divine Power to attack the 241st Divine Vein. He has now broken through the 4th level of the Divine Spirit and can open up another 240 Divine Veins. After refining the Hangmeng Key, Yang Xiaoshan's Hangmeng Divine Power became even more domineering, and he continued to break through the barrier of the 241st Divine Vein with an overwhelming force. A few days later, he opened up 120 Divine Veins in one fell swoop. Moreover, all the Divine Veins were widened to the limit by him, and they were also mutated Divine Veins. After opening up 120 Divine Veins, the Origin Rain was triggered again. The purple gold Origin Rain continued to fall on Yang Xiaoshan, and merged into his body, and Kinyu and the others inhaled the air again. After 2 full days, the origin rain stopped. Yangtze Ocean did not immediately open up the 361st divine vein, but swallowed the destiny fruit, practiced for half a month, and after completely absorbing and refining the origin power in his body, he continued to open up the divine veins. Another few days, Yangtze Ocean opened up the 480th divine vein, and triggered the origin rain again. When Yangtze Ocean absorbed and refined the 4th origin rain, it didn't take long for everyone to arrive at the Black Sea. The Dark Continent was originally dark, and shrouded in darkness, and the Black Sea was even darker. The entire sea area was pitch black, and the sea surface was as black as a black gem, emitting a light and breath that made people palpitate. Yangtze Ocean reminded everyone to be careful, and then drove the spaceship and everyone into the Black Sea. After breaking through the realm of the gods, Yangtze Ocean used the divine iron on his body to reconstruct and refine the Abyss spaceship. After the transformation, the speed and defense of the Abyss spaceship were greatly improved. Therefore, after entering the Black Sea, when encountering attacks from sea monsters, Yangtze Ocean directly drove the Abyss spaceship to hit them. Everyone kept going all the way. After a few days, they arrived at the depths of the Black Sea. Yang boy, the prehistoric and boundless black tortoise magic array is in front of us. Kinyu pointed to the front, his face solemn. This magic array has already produced array spirits. As long as you get close to Wanli, you will be attacked by the magic array. Be careful. Yangtze Ocean nodded, and then asked Tingyi if he could go in. You can enter the outer periphery, Grandpa Ding said. However, to enter the center of the magic array, you need 20 mouthfuls of the 9-layer tribulation thunder water. 20 mouthfuls of the 9-layer tribulation thunder water? Yangtze Ocean smiled bitterly. He didn't even have 1 mouthful of the 9-layer tribulation thunder water on him, so how could he have 20 mouthfuls? However, since he could enter the outer periphery, he would go there first. So, Grandpa Ding emitted a golden light, which enveloped Yangtze Ocean. Yangtze Ocean flew towards the magic array. As Kuniu said, as soon as he approached the magic array for thousands of miles, he was attacked by the magic array. One after another, terrifying airwaves burst out from the array, covering the sky and the earth, and there was an endless supply. The power of the airwaves was as strong as Kuniu's full strength attack. Boom. The airwaves hit the golden cover. The light of the golden cover shook continuously. Yangtze Ocean was shocked and continued to fly towards the magic array. As he kept getting closer, the attack power of the magic array became stronger and stronger. From a distance, I saw the waves on the sea rising thousands of feet high, thunder and lightning, and the devilish energy swallowed the sky and the earth, just like the end of the world. Ding Yi's golden shield protected Yangtze Ocean as he blasted through the waves and demonic energy, and came to the magic array. In the magic array, the demonic energy was rolling and roaring, like millions of demons roaring at the world. Yangtze Ocean looked through the demonic energy, and saw a huge black tortoise crawling in the center of the array in front of him. The black tortoise was so big, that it looked like a black continent. Its fierce power was so strong that it completely overshadowed the Kuniu. This black tortoise was the spirit of the array. It had gone through countless years since the prehistoric times. Its strength was far beyond Yangtze Ocean's imagination. Sensing Yangtze Ocean coming in, the black tortoise let out a sharp roar that resounded through the world. All the strong men in the Black Sea were terrified when they heard this sharp roar. When Yangtze Ocean unfolded his soul power and sensed Yuan Wen's breath, the black tortoise suddenly slapped down with one palm. Heavy black extreme ice power blasted towards Yangtze Ocean. Retreat. Uncle Ding led Yangtze Ocean to retreat. Without the 9 heavenly tribulation thunder water, even it would not dare to take the blow of the black tortoise that had lived for countless years. As soon as Yangtze Ocean dodged, the place where he was standing originally exploded. The entire sea area was blown apart. At the same time, the terrifying power of extreme ice swept across, and wherever it passed, the sea surface turned into black ice. This extreme ice power was hundreds and thousands of times more terrifying than any cold air Yangtze Ocean had encountered before. Yangtze Ocean urged the 4 great divine fires, and found that the 4 great divine fires could not resist the extreme ice power of the black tortoise. After retreating from the magic array, Yangtze Ocean broke out in a cold sweat. At this time, he understood why Senior Kuniu the king of heavenly beasts, had said before that he did not dare to enter the magic array. He looked at the magic array in front of him and frowned. With the terrifying power of the black tortoise, if Yuan Wei was really trapped in this array, he would have died long ago. Also, how did Yuan Wei enter the array? Master Ding, can you sense the presence of someone else in the formation? Yang Xiaoshan asked. Master Ding's golden light surged, continuously penetrating into the magic formation. After a while, he said, there is indeed someone's presence in the formation, but I don't know if it's the person you're looking for. However, this kid's presence is extremely weak, and he's almost dying. He can only hold on for 3 years at most. Chapter 690, the 1000th. Hearing Master Ding say that the people in the magic array can only hold out for 3 years at most, Yang Xiaoshan's heart sank. It is basically certain that the person inside is Yuan Wei, but 3 years is too short. It will pass in the blink of an eye. How to rescue Yuan Wei? Yang Xiaoshan asked Master Ding if he had any solution. It is almost impossible to break the prehistoric Wuji Zhuanghui magic array, but there is still some hope to save people. Master Ding said, 200 mouthfuls of 9-layer heaven tribulation thunder water. I will help you get the people out. 200 mouthfuls of 9-layer heaven tribulation thunder water. Yang Xiaoshan shook his head when he heard it. This method will not work. Over the years, he has been searching for 9-layer heaven tribulation thunder water, but there is no news. Where can I find so much 9-layer heaven tribulation thunder water in these 3 years? Your martial soul is Zuanwu. If your Zuanwu martial soul can break through the 16th level, maybe it can suppress the black turtle. Master Ding said again. Yang Xiaoshan was stunned. Martial soul can also be promoted to 16th level? He had never heard that martial soul could be promoted to 16th level. Of course the martial soul can be promoted to level 16. Uncle Ding said, but it's too difficult to be promoted to level 16. You need Hunio and Shianji Thunder Water. As long as you take a mouthful of Hunio and Shianji Thunder Water every day to practice, after 3 years, your martial soul will have a 10% chance of breaking through level 16. Yang Xiaoshan's heart was completely cold when he heard this. A mouthful of Hunio and Shianji Thunder Water a day. In 3 years, that would be more than 1,000 mouthfuls. To find so much Hunio and Shianji Thunder Water is simply harder than climbing to the sky. The third method is that you practice to the heavenly god realm, and then practice the Hangmeng divine body to the 15th level. Uncle Ding said, you can withstand the attack of the black tortoise, and then take the opportunity to rescue the other party. Yang Xiaoshan was depressed. These 3 methods are more difficult than one. He is only at the 4th level of the divine spirit now. It is impossible for him to practice to the heavenly god realm within 3 years. It is even more impossible for his Hangmeng divine body to practice to the 15th level within 3 years. There is one last method, which is to comprehend the 3000 demon gods array. Uncle Ding said, as long as you comprehend the 3000 demon gods array, you can obtain the source power of the Dark Continent and control the entire Dark Continent. Then, it will be easy for you to enter the primordial infinite black turtle demon array. Yang Xiaoshan was excited when he heard this. If you comprehend the 3000 demon gods array, you can obtain the source power of the Dark Continent? That's right. Uncle Ding said. Yang Xiaoshan felt hopeful. In this case, he comprehended the 3000 demon gods array while asking Scorpio and others to inquire about the news of the 9 heavenly tribulation thunder water. Yang Xiaoshan flew out immediately. Master Ding, my martial soul needs to be promoted to level 16. Is it only possible to swallow the Hunio heavenly tribulation thunder water? On the way, Yang Xiaoshan asked, can the 9-fold heavenly tribulation thunder water be used? No. Master Ding said without hesitation, no matter how much 9-fold heavenly tribulation thunder water you swallow, you will not be able to transform. Only the Hunio heavenly tribulation thunder water can do it. However, that black turtle is transformed by the power of the extremely cold water spirit. It can be said that it has the same origin as your Zuanwu martial soul. If your Zuanwu martial soul can swallow it, it also has the hope of transforming to level 16. After all, this black turtle is not ordinary. It has condensed the extremely cold water spirit power of the prehistoric Wuji Zuanwu magic array for countless years. Yang Xiaoshan frowned when he heard this. By swallowing this black turtle, his Zuanwu martial soul has the hope of transforming, but he must have the strength to suppress this black turtle. If you can comprehend the 3000 demon gods array, and integrate the power of the origin of the Dark Continent, you will have the hope of suppressing this black turtle. Master Ding reminded. Yang Xiaoshen's eyes lit up. That's right, although the black turtle is strong, if he integrates the power of the origin of the Dark Continent, and uses the power of the origin of the Dark Continent, it will not be difficult to suppress the black turtle. After leaving the Black Sea, Yang Xiaoshen and Kinyu hurried back to the Demon God Temple. At the same time, he ordered Scorpio and others to do everything they can to find out the news of the 9 heavenly tribulation thunderwater in the past 3 years. As soon as he returned to the Demon God Temple, Yang Xiaoshen immediately comprehended the 501st Demon God Pillar. Starting from the 501st Demon God Pillar, the formation runes were no longer 10,000, but doubled, a total of 20,000. The 20,000 formation runes were connected together to form the 501st Demon God. Because the formation runes doubled, the 501st Demon God had a stronger aura and vast demonic power. Even many powerful gods could hardly get close to it. However, this little demonic power was nothing to Yang Xiaoshen. As before, he first walked around the Demon God Pillar and carefully observed the runes on it. After just one time, Yang Xiaoshen memorized the 20,000 runes above, and then began to comprehend. The runes of the 501st Demon God Pillar were much more profound than those of the 500th, but the rune light on Yang Xiaoshen soon lit up. Just like before, the rune light continued to emerge. Many powerful demons learned that Yang Xiaoshen had comprehended the Demon God Pillar again, and they came again. However, since the runes doubled, the time Yang Xiaoshen spent comprehending each Demon God Pillar doubled. Even so, within one day, Yang Xiaoshen comprehended 10. In this way, Yang Xiaoshen continued to comprehend, without stopping. More than a month later, Yang Xiaoshen comprehended the 900th. Seeing that Yang Xiaoshen comprehended the 900th Demon God Pillar in one breath at an astonishing speed, everyone at the scene was shocked. Horror. Lord Long's talent for formations is simply earth-shattering. In just over a month, he actually comprehended the 900th Demon God Pillar from the 501st. I heard that the news of Lord Long's comprehending the Demon God Pillar has spread, and it has alarmed the formation god Wuxian. In the Dark Continent, in addition to the Demon God list, there is also a Formation God list. The true demon ancestor is the first on the Demon God list, and the Formation God Wuxian is the first on the Formation God list. Formation God Wuxian, the only one who can stand shoulder to shoulder with the true demon ancestor. He is also the only one that the true demon ancestor is afraid of. Miss Chen Yi also said that she wants to compete with Lord Long in formations in person. Someone said, Chen Yi is the daughter of the formation god Wuxian. Chen Yi not only has amazing martial arts talent, but also inherited the formation talent of the formation god Wuxian. The formation is so high that no one in the divine realm can match it. Yang Xiaoshen ignored the uproar and discussion of the people around him, and continued to comprehend the 901st Demon God Pillar. However, the more he comprehended, the greater the pressure from the demon pillars became, and Yang Xiaoshen gradually became exhausted. When Yang Xiaoshen finally comprehended the 1000th demon pillar, he was already extremely exhausted. When he wanted to comprehend the 1001st demon pillar, Yang Xiaoshen had to give up, and decided to refine the 500 Hangmen Qi in his body first, and then comprehend the 1001st. Afterwards, Yang Xiaoshen returned to the Demon Palace, and began to retreat to refine the Hangmen Qi. The news that Yang Xiaoshen had comprehended the 1000 demon pillars quickly spread, and the demons were boiling. Soon, the Night Demon reported the news that Yang Xiaoshen had comprehended the 1000 demon pillars to the true demon ancestor. Chapter 691. Where did this Lord Long come from? Deep in the forbidden area of the Demon God Temple, the true demon ancestor's face was gloomy when he heard the report from his disciple Night Demon. Although he expected that it would take Yang Xiaoshen less than a few years to comprehend the first 1000 demon god pillars, Yang Xiaoshen's speed of comprehension was still far beyond his imagination. It has only been 2 years since Yang Xiaoshen comprehended the first demon god pillar. In 2 years, he has comprehended the first 1000 demon god pillars. This is more than incredible. 2 years, 1000 demon god pillars. The true demon ancestor said in a low voice after a long time. Okay, I know, go down. Night demon opened his mouth to speak, but in the end he didn't dare to say anything. He bowed respectfully and retreated. Just when Yang's Eye Ocean comprehended the 1000 demon god pillars, at this time, the 3 major demon armies led by the ancient demon god, the king of hell, and the undead demon king, were still attacking the Kangshen continent. Not long after Yang's Eye Ocean left the Kangshen continent, the 3 major demon armies descended on the Kangshen continent again and frantically bombarded the Hanghuan Wuji sword formation. But what shocked and angered the ancient demon god and his companions was that when they just started to attack the primordial infinite sword formation, they were bombarded by more than 100 level 10 god formations. And many of them were high level 10 god formations. Under the bombardment of more than 100 level 10 god formations, in the past 2 years, the 3 major demon armies not only failed to break through the primordial infinite sword formation, but also killed many masters. Even many ancestors of the heavenly god realm died. Damn it. How can there be so many level 10 god formations in the Kangshen continent? The ancient demon god was furious. Moreover, half of these level 10 god formations actually produced formation spirits. Even those that did not produce formation spirits were all formations that exceeded the limit. At this time, Kang Xiang and his companions once again urged more than 100 level 10 god formations, and billions of flying swords, countless fire dragons, and vast meteorites appeared out of thin air, bombarding the 3 major demon armies. The ancient demon god, the king of hell, the immortal demon emperor and others attacked one after another, but even if all the demon masters attacked, they could not blast away all the flying swords, nor could they blast away all the fire dragons and meteorites. There were still flying swords, still fire dragons, and still a mountain-sized meteorite fell into the demon army. There were screams. Blood rained. Seeing this, the ancient demon god stared at Kang Xiang and others with murderous intent. When I break through the primordial infinite sword formation, I will extract your souls and shave your bones. The entire Kangshen continent will turn into a sea of blood. Kang Xiang had a cold face and did not speak. He and Zheng Yang and others urged more than 100 level 10 divine formations to continue the attack. The king of hell looked at the millions of sword ki and countless fire dragons that kept coming out, his face gloomy. Could these divine formations be related to Yang's Eye Ocean? The ancient demon god was stunned and heard the meaning of the king of hell's words. He shook his head and said, impossible. Yang's Eye Ocean has just broken through the divine realm not long ago. These 10th level divine formations are definitely not arranged by him. When Yang's Eye Ocean left, it was only more than a year since he broke through the divine realm. In a divine realm, more than 100 10th level divine formations were arranged in more than a year. The ancient demon god did not believe it no matter what. Not only did the ancient demon god not believe it, but the undead demon emperor and others also did not believe it. It's not a solution for us to attack like this. The dark secret realm is about to open. Otherwise, let's go back to the dark continent first and think of a way later. The undead demon emperor said. Everyone knows the importance of the dark secret realm. The ancient demon god looked at the billions of sword ki that kept coming out. His face was gloomy. He was unwilling to leave like this. But after weighing the pros and cons, the ancient demon god finally ordered a retreat and returned to the dark continent. So, under the leadership of the ancient demon god, the underworld king, and the undead demon emperor, the 3 great demon armies retreated like a tide. Seeing the ancient demon god and his companions evacuate, Kang Xiang and his companions all felt relieved. A few months later, the ancient demon god and his companions returned to the dark continent. As soon as they returned to the dark continent, the ancient demon god and his companions found that all the powerful demons in the major cities were talking about Lord Long's comprehension of the 3000 demon gods formation. What? Comprehension of 1000 demon god pillars in 2 years? Whether it was the ancient demon god, the underworld king, or the undead demon emperor, they were all listening to the heavenly book. They were all supreme demons on the demon god list of the demon god temple, and of course they knew how difficult it was to comprehend a demon god pillar. Where did this Lord Long come from? The undead demon emperor could not hide his shock. This was really too shocking. Let someone do their best to check the identity of Lord Long. The ancient demon god ordered his men. At this time, the heavenly court of the Zangshan continent was also searching for Yang Xiaoshan's whereabouts with all their strength. Yang Xiaoshan is missing, Wan Xianjun asked in a deep voice. Yes, on the day when my uncle was killed, he and Kinyu and several others left the pharmacist hall. Xian Ziking, the head of the Xian family, said in a deep voice, his whereabouts are still unknown. Who was the last person he saw? Wan Xianjun asked. It was Ren Xiaoxu, the disciple of old man Qian. Xian Ziking said. Ren Xiaoxu. Wan Xianjun pondered and said, ask Ren Xiaoxu where Yang Xiaoshan and others went. If she doesn't say it, find a way to make her say it. At this time, Yang Xiaoshan sat cross-legged in the palace, swallowed the Destiny Divine fruit, and as before, he practiced the Destiny Divine art, and refined a Hang Meng Qi every day. Previously, he refined 500 Hang Meng Qi, and his Hang Meng Divine body improved amazingly, and it has been promoted to the late 3rd level. So this time, he quickly broke through to the 4th level. Once the Hang Meng Divine body breaks through to the 4th level, its power will be greatly increased. Spring goes and autumn comes. 500 days later, Yang Xiaoshan finally refined all the 500 Hang Meng Qi he got this time. And his strength also broke through from the 4th level of the Divine Spirit to the middle 5th level of the Divine Spirit. Seeing that he did not break through to the 6th level of the Divine Spirit, Yang Xiaoshan was not disappointed. He also knew that the further into the Divine Spirit realm, the harder it would be to break through. This time, he was expecting to break through to the middle 5th level of the Divine Spirit, after refining 500 strands of Hang Meng Qi. After coming out of seclusion, he saw that the hall was filled with all kinds of natural treasures. These were all sent by the major demon sects in the Dark Continent to congratulate Yang Xiaoshan for comprehending the 1000 pillars of the demon god. Sir, these 9-leaf demon god fruit, jade dragon blood ginseng, and life and death grass were sent by the blood demon sect, the troll tribe, and the 100 demon sect. Scorpio opened the 3 jade boxes. Whether it was the blood demon sect, the troll tribe, or the 100 demon sect, they were all one of the most powerful forces in the Dark Continent. The ancestor of the blood demon sect tried to snatch the Hang Meng Qi from you earlier. The leader of the blood demon sect said that he wanted to hold a banquet to apologize to you. Will you go? Peng Long asked. No. Yang Xiaoshan shook his head and then asked, is there any news about the 9-fold heavenly tribulation thunderwater and the sand of time? Kinyu pondered and said, we have heard that there should be 9-fold heavenly tribulation thunderwater in the Dark Continent's thunder destruction land, and there may be Hunyuan heavenly tribulation thunderwater. Hunyuan heavenly tribulation thunderwater. Yang Xiaoshan was excited. The thunder energy in the thunder destruction land is terrifying. Even the peak of the 10th level of the heavenly god dare not set foot in it. But every 10,000 years, the thunder energy will weaken for a month, and it will be a weakening period in a few days. Kinyu said, many powerful demons have flocked to the thunder destruction land. We have heard that the eldest disciple of the ancient demon god is also leading a large number of masters to the thunder destruction land. Chapter 692, Searching for the Heavenly Tribulation Thunderwater. The eldest disciple of the ancient demon god. Yang Xiaoshan was surprised. Yes, the one you killed in the Kangshen continent before was the young disciple of the ancient demon god. Scorpio said, the ancient demon god has a total of 4 disciples. This eldest disciple is the strongest among his many disciples, and is the most respected by him. His name is Lurk, and he is a 7th level heavenly god. However, among the masters of the ancient corpse demon clan that Lurk brought this time, there are 2 10th level heavenly gods. Yang Xiaoshan nodded when he heard it. 7th level heavenly god. It's just right. When the time comes, we can use this Lurk to test his current true combat power. Young master, this is a 10th level demon god robe and 10th level demon god medal sent by the elders of the demon god temple a few days ago. Ziwuxin sent the 10th level demon god robe and 10th level demon god medal to Yang Xiaoshan. Yang Xiaoshan has already comprehended 1000 demon god pillars, so he is now a 10th level demon god of the demon god temple. Yang Xiaoshan, a god, became a 10th level demon god of the demon god temple, which is the first case. Now, all the 10th level demon gods in the demon god temple are strong men above the heavenly god realm. The demon god temple is a force founded by the Lord of Darkness. It has been established for countless years, and no one in the god realm has ever been able to comprehend the first 1000 demon god pillars. Yang Xiaoshan took over the 10th level demon god Roban metal. The materials of the 10th level demon god Roban metal are much better than those of the 9th level ones, and the darkness is even more revealing of powerful demon power. Yang Xiaoshan did not put them on, but put them into the Bilangshinding. By the way, young master, the elders of the demon god temple also said that in 2 years, it will be the day when the dark secret realm will be opened. All the 9th level and 10th level demon gods will enter the dark secret realm for baptism. I hope you will participate then. Dark Secret Realm. Yang Xiaoshan was excited. He knew about the Dark Secret Realm. The Dark Secret Realm was where the Lord of Darkness practiced in the past. There were countless treasures in it, and it was said that the Lord of Darkness left many treasures he collected during his lifetime in the Dark Secret Realm. According to the rules of the Demon God Temple, the Dark Secret Realm will be opened once every 10,000 years, and all the 9th and 10th level demon gods of the Demon God Temple can enter the Dark Secret Realm to try their luck. Because the Dark Secret Realm is filled with extremely strong spiritual rain from heaven and earth, the entry of the demon gods is also called baptism. Anything else? Yang Xiaoshan asked. According to what the young master said, we checked the existence of the top 10 demon god list. The ancient demon god of heaven is very likely to be one of the top 10 demon gods of the demon god temple. Scorpio said, but we are still unable to determine which one the ancient demon god of heaven is. Like Yang Xiaoshan, he used the identity of Lord Long. If he was listed on the demon god list, everyone would only know Lord Long, and would not know Lord Long's true identity. The ancient demon god of heaven also used another title on the demon god list. So, the ancient demon god of heaven will also enter the dark secret realm for baptism. Yang Xiaoshan said coldly. Yes, the ancient demon god of heaven will also enter the dark secret realm at that time. Scorpio said. Yang Xiaoshan's eyes were cold. The ancient demon god, the Hades king, and the undead demon emperor are inseparable. Maybe the Hades king and the undead demon emperor will also enter the dark secret realm. Get ready, let's go to the land of thunder annihilation first. Yang Xiaoshan said. After all, the weakening period of the thunder energy in the land of thunder annihilation is only 1 month. When we return from the land of thunder annihilation, we will get enough 9 heavenly tribulation thunder water, rescue you and Weddy and the magic array, and then come back to comprehend the pillar of the demon god. After a while, Yang Xiaoshan and his companions left the demon god temple and headed for the land of thunder annihilation. The Abyss spaceship flew at a high speed, constantly approaching the land of thunder annihilation. The demon god temple was not far from the land of thunder annihilation, and there was plenty of time. So on the way, Yang Xiaoshan urged the Hangmeng divine power to start opening up the 481st divine vein. Under the bombardment of Yang Xiaoshan's extremely powerful Hangmeng divine power, soon, another 120 divine veins were opened up. Yang Xiaoshan triggered the 5th Rain of Origin. After absorbing the Rain of Origin for 2 days, Yang Xiaoshan and Kinyo continued on their way. After absorbing the Rain of Origin 5 times, Yang Xiaoshan's body was continuously improved by the power of Origin, and his vitality and blood reached a level that defied the heaven and earth. Moreover, Yang Xiaoshan found that, after absorbing the power of Origin, even his soul power was greatly improved. According to ancient records, the limit of the soul power of the spirit realm is to cover 1,000 miles, but his current soul power has long exceeded this limit. With the improvement of his soul power, his medicine refining level has been improved again, and refining the 3 tribulation heaven grade Yangshan pill is really as easy as drinking water. On the way, Yang Xiaoshan hurried on his way, while swallowing the 3 tribulation heaven grade Yangshan pill to practice. 2 days later, when he arrived at the land of thunder and destruction, he had completely refined the power of Origin in his body. When several people arrived at the land of thunder and destruction, the thunder energy of the land of thunder and destruction had already entered a weakening period, and countless demon clan strongmen continued to pour into the land of thunder and destruction. The land of thunder and destruction not only has 9 layer heavenly thunder and water, but also 1 layer, 2 layer, 3-layer, and even 8-layer heavenly thunder and water. That's right. Every time the thunder energy in the Thunder Destruction Land weakens, countless powerful demons will enter the Thunder Destruction Land to look for the Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water. Of course, in addition to the Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water, there are other thunder treasures. The ancestors of the demons even found a Thunder Yuan Divine Tree in the Thunder Destruction Land. The Thunder Yuan Divine Tree is as famous as the Life Divine Tree and the Death Divine Tree. Yang Zai Ocean and his companions also entered the Thunder Destruction Land. Although the thunder energy has entered the weakening period, thunder energy still gushes out from the ground from time to time. If they are hit by these thunder energy, even many gods will die. Therefore, when entering the Thunder Destruction Land, everyone tries to fly as high as possible and keep a certain distance from the ground. Yang Zai Ocean and his companions flew deep into the ground at a height of 100 meters above the ground. However, not long after they entered the Thunder Destruction Land, they were attacked by a large number of thunder beasts. In the Thunder Destruction Land, in addition to thunder energy, there are also many powerful thunder beasts, and these thunder beasts are mostly group living. Therefore, flying high in the Thunder Destruction Land is easy to be attacked by thunder beasts. For these thunder beasts, everyone directly bulldoze them. Kinyu, known as the ancestor of the thunder god, is extremely sensitive to the breath of various thunder treasures. Soon, it sensed the existence of the Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water. Yang boy, there is Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water ahead. Kinyu pointed forward. Immediately, Yang Zai Ocean and his companions flew forward rapidly. At this time, the head of the Crossing family also led a large number of Crossing family masters to fly in that direction. The Crossing family is the first family in the Dark Continent. The ancestor of the Crossing family is the ancient supreme demon Crossing Shan. The head of the Crossing family took a thunder bead and followed the induction of the thunder bead to the location sensed by the Kinyu. Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water. Crossing Feng, the head of the Crossing family, was surprised to see a ball of Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water on the ground from a distance. Although the thunder bead in his hand can sense the thunder treasures nearby, he only knows that there are thunder treasures and is not sure what kind of treasures they are. Now seeing that it is Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water, he is overjoyed. Chapter 693 Helmet of the Blue God. However, just when Crossing Feng was about to go forward to take the ball of Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water, suddenly, the space shook, and an extremely huge palm print broke through the air. The palm print rolled and carried a terrifying cold force. Wherever it passed, the ground was frozen. Even the thunder gas ejected from the ground was instantly frozen into thunder ice. Crossing Feng felt that his soul was about to be frozen. He was shocked, and suddenly punched out. Heavenly Residual Fist. Heavenly Residual Fist, the Crossing family's fist that kills all enemies. Boom. Crossing Feng felt his whole body shaken, and a strong force shook him back repeatedly, retreating dozens of meters. The masters of the Crossing family were shocked. They looked over and saw several people covered in darkness coming from a distance. The people who came were Yang Zai Ocean and his companions. Han Mengju Palm. Who are you? Crossing Feng stared at Yang Zai Ocean, his eyes full of doubt. What Yang Zai Ocean just performed was the Han Mengju Palm of Emperor Han Mengshan. Since Yang Zai Ocean and his companions were wearing masks, their faces could not be seen clearly. Yang Zai Ocean looked at Crossing Feng. This Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water is ours. Yours? Crossing Feng heard this and laughed angrily. What a big mouth. Boy, you are courting death, you know? How dare you steal our Crossing family's things? An old ancestor of the Crossing family said angrily. Even Yin Leo Emo has to retreat in front of our Crossing family. Who the hell do you think you are? Yin Leo Emo is the 10th demon of the Demon God Temple. However, even a supreme demon like Yin Leo Emo has to retreat in front of the Crossing family. The last time the thunder energy in the Thunder Destruction Land weakened, the Crossing family and Yin Leo Emo found a thunder type top grade spiritual vein at the same time. Facing the Crossing family, Yin Leo Emo finally chose to retreat and gave up the thunder type top grade spiritual vein. Crossing Shan, the ancestor of the Crossing family, is the second demon of the Demon God Temple. His strength is only second to the ancestor of the true demon. Moreover, the Crossing family has more than just one Crossing Shan. Many of the 10th level demon gods in the demon god temple are masters of the crossing family. It is no exaggeration to say that among 10th level demon gods, one is from the crossing family. In the Dark Continent, the demon clan has billions of forces, and the masters of the crossing family account for 1/10 of the 10th level demon gods in the demon god temple. You can imagine how terrifying it is. That's why the crossing family ancestor was so angry when he heard that Yang Ocean and his men dared to rob their crossing family's things. However, as soon as he finished speaking, he saw Scorpio suddenly swing a sword, and two sword energies intersected and killed the crossing family ancestor. Feeling the amazing power of Scorpio's sword, all the masters of the crossing family attacked at the same time. Even so, all the masters of the crossing family were still knocked away. Scorpio is the #1 killer in Zongshan continent. Even in the hands of Kinyu, he can withstand more than a dozen moves. His swordsmanship has reached perfection. Although these masters of the crossing family are strong, it is still impossible for them to block his swordsmanship. Wrong sword. Crossing Feng looked at Scorpio in surprise. What Scorpio used just now was a sword technique called the wrong sword. This wrong sword, every time it strikes, only has two completely opposite sword energies, which is extremely powerful. However, the wrong sword has not appeared for many years. Who are you? Crossing Feng looked at Yang Ocean and his companions with a gloomy face. Since you dare to rob my crossing family's things, you won't dare to leave your name, right? Lord Long. Yang Ocean said. Lord Long. As soon as Yang Ocean said this, it was too quiet for a while. Both Crossing Feng and the rageful ancestor of the crossing family changed their faces. Yang Ocean walked towards the ball of heavenly tribulation thunderwater and took it away. This time, none of the crossing family masters dared to stop him. After taking away the heavenly tribulation thunderwater, Yang Ocean and Kinyu left. The crossing family masters could only watch Yang Ocean and his companions leave. After Yang Ocean left, an old ancestor of the crossing family said angrily, even if he is Lord Long, he dares to steal things from my crossing family, he is looking for death. Crossing Feng did not speak, and after a long time, he said, the old ancestor said a few days ago, that we should not provoke Lord Long, and the ball of heavenly tribulation thunderwater just now was only 3 layers. But if we encounter the 9-layer heavenly tribulation thunderwater, should we give it to him? An old ancestor of the crossing family said. Crossing Feng heard this, his eyes turned cold. If he dares to steal the 9-layer heavenly tribulation thunderwater, he is looking for death. This time, we must find the 9-layer heavenly tribulation thunderwater at all costs. After Yang Ocean left, he continued to fly forward with Kinyu and others. The further they flew, the more frequent the thunder gas ejected from the ground, and the stronger the thunder gas ejected. Being careful, everyone used their divine power to protect their bodies. Soon, a day passed. The sky darkened. After searching for a day, they found 2 groups of heavenly tribulation thunderwater and many thunder-related treasures, and even a rare divine level spiritual medicine purple thunder flower. Seeing that it was getting dark, Yang Ocean planned to find a valley with everyone to rest for a night, and continue to search for the 9-layer heavenly tribulation thunderwater tomorrow. The dark continent was dark, and at night, the demonic energy was even thicker. Under such a thick demonic energy, the demonic flames of the entire continent were much dimmer. Moreover, in the thunder annihilating land at night, all the fierce beasts poured out, and the thunder energy was even stronger. Just as Yang Ocean and his friends were looking for the valley, suddenly, Yang Ocean sensed a familiar breath. Yang Ocean was stunned. This breath was the breath of the Lord of the Kang God, exactly the same as the breath on the Kang God's armor, the Kang God's sword, and the Kang God's hand. Could it be? Yang Ocean's heart moved, and he flew quickly in the direction he sensed. Everyone was stunned when they saw Yang Ocean's reaction. Soon, Yang Ocean came to a place full of mud. These mud should be formed after the corpses of thunder beasts piled up and rotted, emitting a strong corpse stench. Yang Ocean slapped it with one palm. Then the whole earth froze into ice, and then split apart. Deep underground, a dull helmet appeared in front of everyone. The helmet of Kang Shen. Several people were surprised. Seeing that it was indeed the helmet of Kang Shen, Yang Ocean's face sank, and he took the helmet of Kang Shen out of the ground with one hand. Kang Shen's suit, He has now collected the sword of Kangshen, the hand of Kangshen, and the armor of Kangshen, but he still lacks the helmet of Kangshen and the boots of Kangshen. But what he didn't expect was that the helmet of Kangshen appeared in the Land of Thunder Destruction. Back then, Kang Xiang didn't know the cause of death of the Lord of Kangshen, but now the helmet of Kangshen appeared in the Land of Thunder Destruction. Could it be that the Lord of Kangshen died in the Land of Thunder Destruction? Yang Xiaoshan looked carefully at the helmet of Kangshen in his hand. The helmet of Kangshen had cracks just like the armor of Kangshen. "Sir, are you okay?" Peng Long asked. "Nothing." Yang Xiaoshan shook his head. Then he and the others found a secret valley and began to rest for the night. Sitting by the campfire, Yang Xiaoshan took out the divine iron and began to repair the cracks on the Kangshen helmet. After repairing the Kangshen helmet, Yang Xiaoshan couldn't help but think of the Kangshen boots. Now, there is only one pair of Kangshen boots missing, and the Kangshen suit will be complete. I wonder if the Kangshen boots are in the Thunder Destruction Land. Chapter 694. This ninefold heavenly tribulation Thunderwater is also from our crossing family. Yang Xiaoshan put away the helmet of the blue god, and then practiced the 15 sword intents. Now, his 15 sword intents are close to minor success. If he practiced all 15 sword intents to minor success, the power would be far greater than it is now. After practicing for a while, Yang Xiaoshan stopped when it was late at night, sat down by the campfire again, and asked, "Uncle Ding, is there any way to quickly improve the 15 sword intents?" Although his 15 sword intents are close to minor success, if he continues to practice like this, I'm afraid it will take several years to break through the minor success realm. If he practices to major success, it will take at least several decades. If he wants to practice to the pinnacle, it will take a long time. I have a set of sword intent fusion techniques, Uncle Ding said. Sword intent fusion technique? Yang Xiaoshan was stunned. Yes, sword intent fusion technique, Uncle Ding said. After practicing this sword intent fusion technique, you only need to find the magic sword that produces sword intent, and fuse the sword intent of these magic swords, and you can quickly improve your sword intent. Yang Xiaoshan's eyes lit up. However, although this can quickly improve your sword intent, it is very dangerous. Grandpa Ding said, since it is not the sword intent you practice, the chance of failure when merging them is very high. Once you fail, you will be attacked by other sword intents. At the least, you will be seriously injured, and at the worst, you will go crazy. You may even be injured in the soul. Yang Xiaoshan frowned. However, Yang Xiaoshan still decided to practice this sword intent fusion technique. No matter what, he had to try it. Otherwise, when he broke through to the peak of the 10th level of the Divine Spirit, his 15th sword intent might not be fully developed. He couldn't always be stuck at the peak of the 10th level of the Divine Spirit without breaking through. So, Grandpa Ding taught Yang Xiaoshan the sword intent fusion technique. In fact, this sword intent fusion technique is somewhat like the fire control technique. Yang Xiaoshan only practiced it several times and mastered the trick of the sword intent fusion technique. The next day, Yang Xiaoshan and his companions continued to move forward. Not long after, Yang Xiaoshan sensed the breath of the Lord of the Kang God again. Following the sensing position, Yang Xiaoshan blasted through the heavy thunder and found a pair of Kang God boots. The Kangshen suit was finally assembled. However, looking at the pair of Kangshen boots, Yang Xiaoshan could not be happy. Even the Kangshen boots were in this thunder annihilated land. I'm afraid that the Lord of Kangshen really died here. Thinking of the Lord of Kangshen dying here, Yang Xiaoshan's face sank. Judging from the scattered Kangshen helmet and Kangshen boots, the death of the Lord of Kangshen should not be that simple. The Lord of Kangshen should have experienced a tragic fight before his death. Who killed the Lord of Kangshen? Yang Xiaoshan couldn't help but think of the Jihuayao demon clan. His Kangshen armor was found in the treasure house of the Jihuayao demon clan's Poison Mist Island. However, there is also a possibility that the Kangshen armor was obtained by chance by the other party. Therefore, he had to find the leader of the Jihuayao demon clan on the Poison Mist Island and ask clearly. Yang Xiaoshan repaired the Kangshen boots with divine iron and put them away. He planned to find materials and re-refine the 5 pieces of the Kangshen suit. Although the Kang Shen suit is a god level artifact, it is only a mid-level god level, and it barely reached the mid-level god level. For him now, a mid-level god level artifact is already a bit low. Unknowingly, half a month has passed. Everyone has come to the deepest area of the Thunder Destruction Land. The thunder energy here is terrifying. Even many gods dare not easily step into it. Suddenly, Kinyu stopped and looked in a certain direction in front with a look of surprise. What a strong thunder energy. Yang boy, there is a 99% chance that there is 9-layer heavenly tribulation thunder water ahead. Yang Xiaoshan was overjoyed when he heard it. In the past half month, although everyone has found several groups of heavenly tribulation thunder water, the highest one is only the 6th layer, and the 9th layer of heavenly tribulation thunder water has never been found. Quick! Yang Xiaoshan turned into a stream of light and flew to the sensing location with Kinyu and others at a high speed. Soon, Yang Xiaoshan and others arrived at the location sensed by Kinyu. Sure enough, when Yang Xiaoshan and his companions arrived, they saw a ball of heavenly tribulation thunder water on the ground in the distance. Thunder energy rose above the thunder water, creating a strange phenomenon of multiple thunders. It was the 9-layer heavenly tribulation thunder water. And there were so many of them, about 70 or 80. Seeing so many 9-layer heavenly tribulation thunder waters, Yang Xiaoshan was overjoyed and could not help but step forward to blast away the thunder energy that permeated around the heavenly tribulation thunder waters. However, just as Yang Xiaoshan was about to take away the ball of 9-layer heavenly tribulation thunder water, suddenly, a surprised voice sounded. 9-layer heavenly tribulation thunder water. Then an amazing fist force broke through the air from a distance and blasted towards Yang Xiaoshan. But before the fist force could reach behind Yang Xiaoshan, it was blasted by Kuiniu's claw. Yang Xiaoshan looked over and saw a group of masters from the Crossing family breaking through the air in the distance. Crossing Feng and the others were all staring at the ball of 9-layer heavenly tribulation thunder water with ecstasy. Long, that ball of 9-fold heavenly tribulation thunder water belongs to our Crossing family. An old ancestor of the Crossing family yelled, this time, if you dare to snatch it again, you're looking for death. Hearing the old ancestor of the Crossing family barking again, saying that this ball of 9-fold heavenly tribulation thunder water also belongs to their Crossing family, the Scorpio wrong sword swung out again. Why don't you say that all the heavenly tribulation thunder water in the entire thunder destruction land belongs to your Crossing family? This time, the sword energy surged, and the power was 10 times stronger than before. The faces of the masters of the Crossing family changed drastically. Killing God sword formation. Crossing Feng yelled, and the old ancestors of the Crossing family attacked instantly. The sword energy of dozens of people turned into a sea of sword energy. On the sea of swords, a Killing God condensed. The Killing God sword formation was created by Crossing Shen, the ancestor of the Crossing family, and it was also the strongest sword formation of the Crossing family. The sword energy of the Scorpio wrong sword slashed on the Killing God sword formation. The sword energy of the Killing God sword formation rushed into the sky, constantly colliding with the sword energy of the wrong sword. Crossing Feng and the others were all shaking with light, but this time, they were able to resist the Scorpio sword. As the head of the Crossing family, Crossing Feng's cultivation was naturally very strong, and the Crossing family ancestors he brought with him this time were all strong. Seeing that the Scorpio sword was blocked, Crossing Feng stared at Yang Xiaoshan coldly and said fiercely, this ball of 9-layer heavenly tribulation thunder water belongs to our Crossing family. No matter who dares to steal it from our Crossing family, die. Our Crossing family will annihilate his 9 clans. Let him never gain a foothold in the Dark Continent. Listening to Crossing Feng's fierce warning, Yang Xiaoshan had a blank expression on his face and poured the ball of 9-layer heavenly tribulation thunder water into the jade bottle he had prepared long ago. Seeing this, Crossing Feng was furious, looking for death. Kill. At this point, he and dozens of Crossing family ancestors broke through the air and killed Yang Xiaoshan. When they attacked, Crossing Feng and his men seemed to have turned into a world of swords, forming a whole. Scorpio's face darkened, and he swung the long sword in his hand and killed Crossing Feng and his men. However, what Scorpio didn't expect was that after Crossing Feng and his men merged into one, the power of the sword was so strong that it broke his sword energy, dodged him, and continued to kill Yang Xiaoshan. After crossing Feng bypassed Scorpio, he looked at Yang Zai Ocean, who was close at hand, his eyes full of murderous intent. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 695. Our ancestors must have sensed it. However, just when Crossing Feng and others were about to attack and kill Yang Zai Ocean with one blow, and snatch the 9 heavenly tribulation thunderwater from Yang Zai Ocean, suddenly, Crossing Feng and others heard a deafening bull roar. Then, the lightning exploded in front of them. A terrifying thunder force swept across the world. At this moment, everyone in the entire Thunder Destruction Land felt this terrifying thunder force. Crossing Feng and others were shocked and looked over. They saw that at some point, a black bull that supported the sky and the earth stood in front of them. This black bull, with billions of divine thunders on its back, turned into a terrifying sea of thunder. The king of heavenly beasts. Crossing Feng and others said in a lost voice. Although they were far away in the Dark Continent, they had heard of the reputation of the king of heavenly beasts in the heavenly beast sea. They did not expect that the middle-aged man next to Lord Long was actually the king of heavenly beasts. But, isn't it said that the king of heavenly beasts is now following the Hangmeng sword god? How could it be? Suddenly, Crossing Feng's eyes widened, and he looked at Yang Zai Ocean in front of him in disbelief. Could it be that this Lord Long is? Just as he thought of this, his eyes suddenly darkened, and he looked up, and saw Kinyu's legs like a pillar of heaven stomping down on them. Billions of divine thunders violently bombarded as Kinyu stepped down, killing God sword formation. Crossing Feng and others were terrified, and they attacked again frantically. Countless sword ki bombarded heavily, facing Kinyu's billions of divine thunders. At the same time, Crossing Feng and others retreated frantically. Boom. Previously, the killing God sword formation that could break the Scorpio sword ki was directly crushed by Kinyu, and billions of divine thunders continued to roll down. Although Crossing Feng and others had already retreated frantically, they were still swept by the power of billions of divine thunders. Crossing Feng and others only felt that their whole bodies were hit by a terrifying force. Crossing Feng and others, who had originally condensed into a sword formation, were like a whole, and all collapsed. Dozens of Crossing Feng people fell on the distant mountain peaks. The mountain peaks collapsed. Crossing Feng looked at the Kinyu, who was supporting the sky and the earth, with a look of horror. The strength of the king of heavenly beasts was far beyond his imagination. Go. Crossing Feng did not hesitate, and wanted to retreat immediately. However, just as he and the Crossing family were about to retreat, they saw Kinyu's whole body supported by divine thunder, and countless divine thunder soared into the sky, and turned into millions of thunder swords. Thunderstorm sword. Millions of thunder swords shot down from the sky, covering tens of thousands of miles around. Even if Crossing Feng and others were faster, they could not escape the violent attack of millions of thunder swords. Sword data prison suppression. Crossing Feng roared, madly urging all his divine power, and swung the divine sword in his hand. Kill. Black Corpse sword key. Demon Shadow sword soul. One by one, the ancestors of the Crossing family madly urged all their divine power, and fought with all their strength. The ancestor of the Crossing family who claimed that the 9 heavenly tribulation thunderwater was their Crossing family rushed to kill Yang Zai Ocean even more frantically. Obviously, he wanted to seriously injure or kill Yang Zai Ocean, even if both sides were hurt. Yang Zai Ocean had just collected the 9-layer heavenly tribulation thunderwater, and when he saw the Crossing family ancestor coming to kill him crazily, he activated his primordial divine body, and the primordial divine light shot up into the sky. After refining 1,000 primordial ki, Yang Zai Ocean's primordial divine body had broken through the 6th layer. Once the 6th layer of primordial divine body was used, the sky and the earth changed color. The Crossing family ancestor was shocked to find that when his power attacked Yang Zai Ocean, it was like a stone sinking into the sea, and was completely swallowed up by the primordial power around Yang Zai Ocean. Hong Hong sword. Yang Zai Ocean's cold voice sounded, and the 15 strongest sword intentions were activated. The sword energy on his fingers condensed and swung out. Suddenly, a dazzling sword energy shot out. Instantly, it pierced the ancestor of the crossing family's eyebrows. When the ancestor of the crossing family was blown away, his eyebrows had been completely blown up. Hong Huang sword is a unique skill of the Hong Huang Emperor. Only one sword, but it is better than thousands of swords. When the crossing family ancestor fell to the ground, he was hit by Kinyu's violent thunder sword again, and turned into a ball of blood mist. Countless screams rang out. Under Kinyu's attack, the ancestors of the crossing family were blown into balls of blood mist. There were more than 40 people in the crossing family. In the end, only the head of the crossing family, Crossing Feng, and another ancestor of the crossing family were left. Although Crossing Feng and another ancestor of the crossing family resisted Kinyu's violent attack, they were also hit so hard that they vomited blood. Even though they used the crossing family's defensive artifacts in the end, they were still seriously injured. Crossing Feng looked at Kinyu and couldn't hide his fear. He looked at Kinyu. Senior Kinyu, please let us go for the sake of our ancestors. After we leave, we promise not to disclose the senior's affairs. However, as soon as he finished speaking, Kinyu stepped down. Crossing Feng roared in shock and anger, and a divine talisman flew out of his body. At the same time, he shouted, Yang Zai Ocean, if I die, our crossing family will not let you go. This divine talisman burst out with infinite power. It was the supreme divine formation that Crossing Shan personally refined. Boom. Kuiniu stepped on the divine talisman. The infinite power burst out of the divine talisman temporarily blocked Kuiniu's power. Level 10 top level divine formation. This divine talisman was obviously a level 10 top level divine formation. And it was the strongest among the level 10 top level divine formations. The burst power even exceeded the peak of the ordinary late 10th level heavenly gods. Seeing this, Kuiniu snorted coldly, and the divine thunder in his body surged. He continued to step down, and the power of the divine talisman was immediately stepped on and exploded. The entire divine talisman was stepped on and exploded. There was a loud bang. The place where Crossing Feng was originally standing was stepped on and exploded by Kuiniu. However, Crossing Feng took advantage of the opportunity of the divine talisman to resist and escape. Crossing Feng and another ancestor of the crossing family fled frantically. When Kuiniu saw this, his figure flashed, and lightning surged all over his body, turning into countless iron chains of thunder. Each iron chain of thunder extended infinitely, blocking many layers of time and space, and blocking Crossing Feng and the other two. Then, the two were submerged in the endless sea of thunder, and there was no way to escape. When the sea of thunder dissipated, Crossing Feng was seen lying there dying, and another ancestor of the crossing family was charred all over, already dead. Yang Zai Ocean came to Crossing Feng. Crossing Feng tried his best, and said in a hoarse voice, Yang Zai Ocean, the magic talisman was made by my ancestor himself. The magic talisman was stepped on, and exploded just now. Our ancestor must have sensed it. At that time, the ancestor will definitely lead millions of masters of my crossing family to besiege the land of thunder destruction. You can't escape. Really? Yang Zai Ocean's eyes were cold, and the heaven and earth divine sword appeared in his hand and nailed into the other's throat. Then I'll wait. Then, he searched the space artifacts on Crossing Feng and others, and burned the bodies of Crossing Feng and others with the divine fire. Yang Zai Ocean came to the talisman that was crushed. Under Kuiniu's power, the talisman had been crushed into 4 pieces. He watched for a while, and then took away all the swords that Crossing Feng and others had dropped on the ground. Most of these swords had already generated sword intent, so he could try the sword intent fusion technique. Just as Yang Zai Ocean and Kuiniu continued to go deeper into the land of thunder destruction, Xianggu Demon God's eldest disciple Iohui and the strong men of Xianggu Corpse Demon Clan looked at the direction of the fight between Kuiniu and Crossing Feng, and others with doubts. Chapter 696. They are still in the cave. Look for them. Such a strong divine thunder force. Could it be that the one in the thunder destruction land has taken action? An ancient demon god ancestor said in surprise. Deep in the thunder destruction land, there has always been an invincible being. Since ancient times, people who enter the thunder destruction land will occasionally encounter this invincible being. Hundreds of thousands of years ago, the third demon of the demon god temple, the son and mother demon, encountered this person. The two fought a big battle, and finally, the son and mother demons fled. I said in a deep voice, this place is not far from the evil demon cave. Everyone should be careful. This time, they came for the evil demon cave. The evil demon, the first demon in ancient times. He was once the strongest person in the demon god temple. Later, he disappeared. A million years after the evil demon disappeared, the demon god temple had the current true demon ancestor. I looked up ancient books and learned that the evil demon had practiced in the Thunder Destruction Land for some time and was very likely to have left a cave. After Yang Zai Ocean and Kuiniu left, they opened the space artifact of Crossing Feng and others. As the patriarch of the Crossing family, Crossing Feng had quite a few treasures in his space artifact, including many holy spiritual stones, array secrets, and materials for making a level 10 divine array. Materials were extremely important for making a level 10 divine array, and Crossing Feng's materials were all top grade materials, enough for Yang Zai Ocean to practice arrays for a few years. In addition to these things, there were also some Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water and Thunder treasures. It seemed that these Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water and Thunder treasures were obtained by Crossing Feng in the Land of Thunder Destruction, and now they are all cheap for Yang Zai Ocean. Yang Zai Ocean put away all the Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water, and then picked up a Thunder Bead. This is the Dingbao Thunder Bead, Uncle Ding said. Dingbao Thunder Bead. Yang Zai Ocean was startled. The Dingbao Thunder Pearl is a thunder artifact refined by Duobao Supreme. Uncle Ding said, this Dingbao Thunder Pearl is not an attack artifact, but a treasure hunting artifact. With this Dingbao Thunder Pearl, you can sense the thunder treasures within 100 miles around you by infusing it with divine power. I didn't expect the Dingbao Thunder Pearl to appear here. I don't know how the Crossing family got it. Yang Zai Ocean was surprised. He didn't expect that the Dingbao Thunder Pearl had such a function. However, he had never heard of Duobao Supreme. Duobao Supreme? Yang Zai Ocean was puzzled. You will meet him in the future. Uncle Ding said, it's normal that you haven't heard of this person, because at your current level, you can't contact the existence of his level. Yang Zai Ocean sweated. Afterwards, he refined the Dingbao Thunder Pearl and tried to infuse divine power into the Dingbao Thunder Pearl according to what Uncle Ding said. Suddenly, the Dingbao Thunder Pearl thunder burst out an invisible force. Sure enough, Yang Zai Ocean clearly sensed the thunder treasures within 100 miles around him. However, the sensing range is still a little small, which is a pity. Yang Zai Ocean and his companions continued to go deeper. Although he has found more than 70 mouthfuls of 9-layer Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water, it is far from enough to save you and Wenny, and there are still 130 mouthfuls to go. Now, there are only about 10 days left before the thunder energy of the Thunder Destruction Land weakens. But they only have about 5 days left, because they still need 5 days to fly out of the Thunder Destruction Land. I hope he can find the remaining 9-layer Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water in these 5 days. If he misses this Thunder Destruction Land, it will be more difficult to find 9-layer Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water in the future. Another 3 days passed. In these 3 days, although Yang Zai Ocean and his friends found another ball of Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water, this ball of Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water is only the 7th layer, and the number is very small, only more than 20 mouthfuls. There are only a few days left before the thunder energy of the Thunder Destruction Land weakens. Time is getting closer and closer. Another day has passed. At this time, Yang Zai Ocean and his friends have come to the core of the deepest area of the Thunder Destruction Land. This is also the most dangerous place in the Thunder Destruction Land. The underground thunder energy keeps gushing out, one after another, all over the space. Fortunately, it is now the period of thunder energy weakening, otherwise, the gushing thunder energy will be stronger. Yang Zai Ocean frowned as he looked at the endless thunder energy in front of him. Affected by the thunder energy, they had a lot of difficulties in their progress, and it was much more difficult to find the 9-layer Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water. Now, there was only 1 day left. If they could not find the 9-layer Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water within 1 day, they would have to leave the Land of Thunder Destruction. Just as Yang Zai Ocean frowned, suddenly, Kuiniu stopped and looked in a certain direction ahead. Yang boy, there is something strange ahead. Strange? Yang Xiaoshan unfolded his soul power, but did not sense anything. There is a thunder formation ahead. Kuiniu sensed. Thunder formation? Yang Xiaoshan was puzzled. They had come all the way here, but they had not encountered a thunder formation. Who arranged the thunder formation in the deepest part of the land of thunder destruction? Go and have a look. So, several people flew in the direction that Kuiniu sensed. Not long after, Yang Xiaoshan saw a cave. This cave was all made of rare thunder god stone and godan. The whole cave was spewing thunder energy, as if it had merged with the land of thunder destruction. Seeing such a cave in the land of thunder destruction, several people were surprised. Several people blasted through the heavy thunder energy and came to the front of the cave. Yin-Yang Divine Thunder Formation. Yang Xiaoshan looked at the cave in front of him and was surprised. He saw that the divine stone and divine iron of the cave were engraved with various thunder formation runes. The whole cave was a Yin-Yang Divine Thunder Formation. The Yin-Yang Divine Thunder Formation was one of the prehistoric divine formations. The notes left by the Master of Heaven and Earth introduced this Yin-Yang Divine Thunder Formation. At this moment, suddenly, the light in the cave vibrated, and a strong force burst out. Corpse demon power, Scorpio said in surprise. Yang Xiaoshan couldn't help but think of Liao Hui, the disciple of Xianggu demon god. Liao Hui and the masters of Xianggu corpse demon clan entered this cave before them. As the power of the corpse demon burst out, then, an astonishing thunder energy spread in the cave. Ninefold heavenly tribulation thunder water. Kinyu felt the thunder energy and blurted out. Obviously, there is ninefold heavenly tribulation thunder water in this cave, and at this moment, Liao Hui and the masters of the Xianggu corpse demon clan are blasting the restrictions in the cave, and taking the ninefold heavenly tribulation thunder water. Yang Xiaoshan immediately stopped hesitating, and condensed the thunder rune with both hands, and continuously hit the Yin-Yang Divine Thunder Formation, trying his best to break the Yin-Yang Divine Thunder Formation. However, although the Yin-Yang Divine Thunder Formation is not as powerful as the Primordial Infinite Sword Formation and the Primordial Infinite Black Turtle Demon Formation, it is also extremely complicated. It will take at least 3 or 4 hours to break it. After 3 or 4 hours, Liao Hui and others may have already taken away all the ninefold heavenly tribulation thunder water in the cave. Yang Xiaoshan asked Dingyi if there was any way. After learning that Dingyi needed 100 mouthfuls of ninefold heavenly tribulation thunder water to directly blast it open, Yang Xiaoshan was speechless and could only try his best to break the formation. 3 hours later, when the Yin-Yang Divine Thunder Formation was finally broken, Yang Xiaoshan and his companions quickly flashed into the cave. As soon as he entered the cave, he saw an altar in the main hall. The altar was filled with strong thunder energy, but the pool inside the altar was empty. It was obvious that the ninefold heavenly tribulation thunder water inside had been taken away by Liao Hui and others. They are still in the cave. Look for them. Yang Xiaoshan said in a deep voice. Chapter 697, Hunnian Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water. If the pool inside the altar is full, there will be at least 400 or 500 mouthfuls of 9-layer heaven tribulation thunder water. Liao Hui and others should have received 400 or 500 mouthfuls of 9-layer heaven tribulation thunder water. So no matter what, he must find Liao Hui and others. As long as Liao Hui and others are found, Yuan Wei can be saved, and the whereabouts of the Taishi Xiandi can be known. The space inside this cave is larger than Yang Xiaoshan imagined. After several people passed through the front hall, what came into view was an extremely vast plain. Behind the plain was an endless mountain range. On the mountains, there were palaces one after another. When Yang Xiaoshan unfolded his soul power and wanted to search for the masters of the Xianggu corpse demon clan, he found that his soul power was greatly suppressed here, and his soul power could only cover the surrounding 10 miles. This made him feel depressed. This cave world is extremely vast, and the soul power covering the surrounding 10 miles is useless. Although the coverage range of Kinyu's soul power is larger, it only reaches dozens of miles, which is also not very useful. Several people quickly flew to the palaces in the mountains ahead and came to a huge palace. They saw that the palace gate had been opened. When he walked in, he found that everything in the palace had been moved away. Undoubtedly, everything in it was moved away by the masters of the Xianggu corpse demon clan. Several people continued to fly to the next palace. The next palace was the alchemy room, but it was also empty inside, and all the pills had been moved away. Seeing this, Yang Xiaoshen's heart sank. Next, all the palaces were like this, and everything in all the palaces had been moved away by the Xianggu Corp's demon masters. When Yang Xiaoshen and his friends came to the end of the mountain range, the last palace, it was still empty. Several people looked unhappy. Although several people didn't know who left this cave, they must be a supreme strong man to leave such a cave in the deepest part of the Thunder Destruction Land. The things in this cave are definitely extraordinary. Now, they have all been emptied by the Xianggu Corp's demon masters. Yang Xiaoshen was unwilling to give up and continued to fly forward. Finally, he came to the end of the cave, but still did not find the people of the Xianggu Corp's demon clan. This cave should have other space channels to leave. They have already left through other space channels, Kinyu said in a deep voice. Moreover, the Xianggu Corp's demon clan may have left for a long time. The land of thunder destruction is vast, and it is difficult for them to catch up, even if they want to. At this time, Yang Xiaoshen thought of something, and suddenly looked back at the palaces he passed by. When he just came here, he did not find any mystery in these palaces, but now looking back, he saw that these palaces were located in these mountains, faintly forming an extremely large formation diagram. Yin-Yang Thunder Sea Array, Yang Xiaoshen said in surprise. The entire cave was constructed into a Yin-Yang God Thunder Array, while the palace group in front of him was constructed into a Yin-Yang Thunder Sea Array. The Yin-Yang Thunder Sea Array and the Yin-Yang God Thunder Array have the same origin. However, this Yin-Yang Sea of Thunder formation is more complicated than the Yin-Yang God Thunder formation, so it will take Yang Xiaoshen about 5 hours to break it. Now, Yang Xiaoshen and others have little time left, and he must leave this cave within 6 hours. After some consideration, Yang Xiaoshen decided to break this Yin-Yang Sea of Thunder formation. He always felt that there was some secret hidden in this Yin-Yang Sea of Thunder formation. So, Yang Xiaoshen came to the sky above the palace group, and began to condense the thunder rune with his hands, and kept hitting the palace group in front of him. After comprehending the 3000 demon gods formation, he now does not need a rune pen to draw the formation rune. After the thunder rune was hit into the palaces one by one, the palaces began to light up one by one, and the thunder light gushed out. Looking at the 10,000 palaces in front of them constantly gushing out heavy thunder light, Scorpio and others held their breath. However, condensing these thunder runes consumes a lot of divine power. When Yang Xiaoshen activated half of the palaces, it was already very strenuous. Yang Xiaoshen had no choice but to swallow another mouthful of the 9 heavenly tribulation thunder water and continue to condense the thunder runes. Finally, 5 hours later, Yang Xiaoshen activated the last palace. When Yang Xiaoshen activated the last palace, all the palaces glowed brightly and spewed out thunder energy like a volcanic eruption. Yang Xiaoshen was submerged by the thunder energy. When everyone was about to take action, Yang Xiaoshen said, "No need." The infinite thunder energy that submerged Yang Xiaoshen did not attack Yang Xiaoshen, but blasted into the void. The void glowed brightly and also spewed out heavy thunder energy. A huge palace flew out of the void. Everyone was stunned. They didn't expect that there was actually a hidden palace. Yang Xiaoshen looked at the palace and was surprised. Sure enough, his judgment was correct. This Yin-Yang Thunder Sea Array hides a secret. However, what secrets does this palace that appeared in the void have that are hidden so deeply? If he had not studied the formation, he would not have known that the palaces in front of him were the Yin-Yang Sea of Thunder formation. So, Yang Xiaoshen and his companions came to the Void Palace. There was no restriction on the gate of this palace, and Yang Xiaoshen and his companions pushed it open. When it was pushed open, a surge of extremely pure thunder energy rushed in like a wave. Even the 9-layer heavenly tribulation thunder water did not have such a surge and such pure thunder energy. Yang Xiaoshen and Kuniu were surprised and looked inside. They saw that on a huge altar in the palace, thunder energy was rising and evolving into many strange phenomena, and these thunder energy actually condensed into thunder spirits. Human heavenly tribulation thunder water? Yang Xiaoshen was overjoyed. There was actually Human heavenly tribulation thunder water in this palace. Human heavenly tribulation thunder water. Uncle Ding was also excited. Yang Xiaoshan and his companions flew to the altar in excitement. The altar was engraved with countless thunder runes, which formed a swallowing formation, and was continuously swallowing the thunder energy from the land of thunder destruction. After countless years of swallowing, there was finally such a small pool of Hunyo and Xiang thunder water. Although there was not much Hunyo and Xiang thunder water in this small pool, there were still 200 or 300. With so much Hunyo and Xiang thunder water, Yuan Wei could definitely be rescued. Maybe even the charred tree roots could be revived. Without saying a word, Yang Xiaoshan broke the ban of the altar, and then took away all the Hunyo and Xiang thunder water. After taking away all the Hunyo and Xiang thunder water, Yang Xiaoshan felt relieved. These days, he had been worried about not being able to find enough Nine Heavens Tribulation thunder water. Now that he found so much Hunyo and Xiang thunder water, it was a pleasant surprise. Then, he looked at other corners of the hall. There were several rooms behind the altar. I just don't know what's in the room. Chapter 698. The True Solution to the Fierce Demon. Yang Xiaoshan could not help but walk over the altar and come to the first room. The first room was filled with secret manuals of martial arts and unique skills, as well as some secret manuals of formations. Yang Xiaoshan's eyes fell on one of the secret manuals and he opened it and saw The True Solution of the Fierce Demon. The True Solution of the Fierce Demon. Both Yang Xiaoshan and Kinyu were surprised. The True Solution of the Fierce Demon. Could this cave be left by the Fierce Demon? Scorpio was surprised. As the #1 killer in Zhongshan continent, how could he not know the name of the Fierce Demon? The Fierce Demon was once the #1 demon in the Dark Continent. Although the Fierce Demon has been missing for countless years, the name of the Fierce Demon still intimidates all parties. Although he is the #1 killer in Zhongshan continent, he is far behind the #1 demon in ancient times, the Fierce Demon. Yang Xiaoshan could not help but flip through other secret manuals and found a note left by the Fierce Demon. It seems that this cave was indeed left by the Fierce Demon back then. Kinyu sighed. In terms of longevity, the Fierce Demon is even older than it. Back then, before it became the king of heavenly beasts and sea beasts, the demon was already the #1 demon in the Dark Continent. Later, it became the king of heavenly beasts and sea beasts, but the demon had already disappeared. When the demon disappeared, there were many rumors. I wonder if there is any secret of his disappearance hidden in this cave. Scorpio said. Yang Xiaoshan glanced through the demon's notes, then moved all the books in the room away, and took a closer look after leaving. Then, everyone came to the second room. In the second room, there were many thunder treasures. These treasures should have been obtained by the demon in the land of thunder destruction. They were all rare thunder treasures. Yang Xiaoshan took them all away, and came to the third room. In the third room, there was only a sword and a black box. The sword of the demon. Kinyu said, looking at the sword in front of him. The sword of the demon was the #1 demon sword in the Dark Continent. I don't know how many strong men died under this sword of the demon. The demon even killed many heavenly generals with this sword. Just as Yang Xiaoshan was about to take the sword away, suddenly, the terrifying demonic energy of the sword of the evil demon rose into the sky, and the rolling demonic energy turned into demon heads, swallowing Yang Xiaoshan. Everyone was shocked. Just as the demons transformed by these demonic energy were about to swallow Yang Xiaoshan activated the Hunyo and Destiny divine body, and suddenly, all these demonic energy were dispersed by the power of Hunyo and Destiny. However, what surprised Yang Xiaoshan was that the demonic energy of the sword of the evil demon was extremely strong. Even if he activated the Hunyo and Destiny divine body, he could only disperse these demonic energy, but could not completely suppress its demonic energy. Yang Xiaoshan could not help but activate the eternal divine body and the Hunyo and Destiny divine body at the same time, and then he completely suppressed the demonic energy of the sword of the evil demon. Afterwards, Yang Xiaoshan initially refined the sword of the evil demon, and then put it into the Bilong Shianding. Yang Xiaoshan looked at the black box. This black box was placed together with the sword of the evil demon. It should be an extremely important thing, but he didn't know what was inside. Yang Xiaoshan tried to open the black box, but was shaken open by a dark force. The strength of this dark force surprised Yang Xiaoshan. Let me try, Kinyu said, and the divine thunder on his body was so strong that it covered the black box. However, just when Kinyu's divine thunder covered the black box, the dark light of the black box increased greatly, and it completely resisted Kinyu's divine thunder power. No matter how Kinyu urged his divine thunder power, he could not break the black box. This time, everyone was shocked. Everyone knew Kinyu's strength. Even the peak of the 10th level of the heavenly god could not resist his divine thunder. But now, he could not break this black box. Kinyu did not believe in evil, and tried several more times, but still could not open it. Seeing this, Yang Xiaoshan could only put the black box away first and study it after going out. After coming out of the third room, Yang Xiaoshan walked around again, and after confirming that there was nothing else, he left the evil demon cave with everyone. Coming out of the demon cave, the entire space of the land of thunder was shaking faintly, and the thunder energy gushing from the ground was much stronger than before. Now, there were only 5 days left before the weakening period of thunder energy ended. The closer the time was, the more unstable the space of the land of thunder would be. Yang Xiaoshan and his companions did not stop, and flew quickly to the periphery of the land of thunder. However, not long after Yang Xiaoshan and his companions left the demon cave, when they passed a sea of thunder, they saw a woman in tight clothes attacking frantically in the sea of thunder, but she could not escape from the sea of thunder. Obviously, the woman was trapped by the formation restriction in the sea of thunder. Just like Talon Shianzan in the past, he triggered the restriction of the ancestor of the ancient corpse demon, was trapped in the world formed by the formation restriction, and finally died in the sword ruins. If he did not take action, the woman would die. Yang Xiaoshan waved his hands, and a series of thunder runes condensed to form a thunder diagram, which was then imprinted into the sea of thunder in front. The originally ordinary sea of thunder suddenly exploded with thunder, and an amazing thunder wall appeared. The thunder diagram condensed by Yang Xiaoshan was imprinted into the thunder wall, and a big hole was blasted out of the thunder wall. The woman trapped in the world of the thunder wall was delighted, and flew out of the hole. "Thank you for saving me." After the woman got out, she was grateful, and clasped her fists to Yang Xiaoshan. "It's just a piece of cake." Yang Xiaoshan shook his head. "May I know your name?" the woman asked. Yang Xiaoshan shook his head and said nothing. Then he and Kinyu broke through the air and left. The woman caught up and asked curiously, "What you just condensed, is it the Yuan Lei Fa 2? The Yuan Lei Fa 2 is the diagram of the origin of all thunder formations, which is said to be able to break all thunder formations. However, even her father can't use this Yuan Lei Fa 2, so this masked man can." "Yes." Yang Xiaoshan glanced at the woman and nodded. When the woman heard that it was indeed the Yuan Lei Fa 2, she was very excited. "It is indeed the Yuan Lei Fa 2. Then she asked, "What is your name?" Then she explained, "I don't mean anything else. I just want to thank you later." Yang Xiaoshan wore a dragon head mask, so if the other party wanted to check in the future, they should be able to find out his identity. Yang Xiaoshan did not hide it at the moment. "Lord Long. You are Lord Long." The woman was shocked. "You are the one who has comprehended 1,000 pillars of the demon god in 2 years. Really?" Yang Xiaoshan said, after seeing the woman's reaction. "So you are Lord Long." The woman said happily, "I was planning to go to the demon god temple to find you after the thunder destruction land is over." "Looking for yourself?" When Yang Xiaoshan was puzzled, the woman smiled and said, "My name is Chen Yi, and my father is the array god Wushan." Array god Wushan. Several people were very surprised. They didn't expect that this woman was the daughter of Chen Shen Wushan. At this time, a group of masters flew over from a distance, led by an old man. After seeing Chen Yi, he said happily, "Miss." Then everyone flew over quickly. Chapter 699. It's easy to get. Chen Yi smiled when he saw the person coming and waved, "Uncle Yan." Soon, dozens of people from the other side arrived. "Miss, you found us well." As soon as the old man called Uncle Yan arrived, he said with a stern face, "If you run around alone again, we will tell the adults when we go back." Chen Yi stuck out his tongue and smiled. "Uncle Yan, don't tell my father. At most I won't run around next time." Then, in order to divert everyone's attention, he said, "Uncle Yan, this is Lord Long." Lord Long. The old man and the masters behind him were shocked when they heard it, and looked at Yang Xiaoshan. "Uncle Yan, I was trapped in the Thousand Thunder formation just now, and it was Lord Long who rescued me," Chen Yi said. When old Yan heard it, he clasped his fists and thanked Yang Ocean. "Thank you, Lord Long, for saving our young lady." Yang Ocean shook his head. "It's just a small effort. You're welcome." Then he clasped his fists and left with Kinyu and the others. This time, Chen Yi did not chase him. She stared at Yang Ocean's departing figure with her beautiful eyes for a long time without moving. Although Lord Long was wearing a mask, she felt that he should not be very old. And if he took off the mask, he should look very good. "Miss, let's go quickly. The weakening period of the Thunderland is about to end." Seeing Chen Yi staring at Lord Long's back in a daze, Old Yan said. Chen Yi and Old Yan and others broke through the air and left. "Miss, Lord Long, is his formation really that high? How did he break the Thousand Thunder formation?" Old Yan asked. "He condensed the Yuan Lei Fa 2 and broke the Thousand Thunder formation," Chen Yi said. "What? Yuan Lei Fa 2? Are you sure?" Old Yan was shocked. "You know, even their masters don't know the Yuan Lei Fa 2. "Sure." Chen Yi nodded and said. He also admitted it himself. It was the Yuan Lei Fa 2. Yuan Lei Fa 2. Old Yan's face was solemn. "I didn't expect that this person could even use the Yuan Lei Fa 2. If so, his talent in formation is probably higher than we thought." Then he said, "We have to report this to the adults." Then, he remembered something and said, "We should leave the Thunder Destruction Land as soon as possible. I heard that the head of the Crossing family was killed in the Thunder Destruction Land. Lord Crossing Shine was furious and has led hundreds of millions of troops to surround the Thunder Destruction Land. Crossing Feng is dead." Chen Yi was stunned and couldn't believe it. The Crossing family's influence spread all over the Dark Continent. How could someone dare to kill Crossing Feng, the head of the Crossing family? Not only was Crossing Feng killed, but also dozens of Heavenly God Realm members of the Crossing family died. Old Yan said, "They all died in the Land of Thunder Destruction. That's why Lord Crossing Shine was so angry. Now the Crossing family army has blocked the Land of Thunder Destruction. We must go through a lot of interrogation before we can leave." Chen Yi frowned when he heard this. "Does the Crossing family dare to interrogate us?" Old Yan shook his head and said, "That's hard to say. This time, it was Crossing Feng and dozens of Heavenly God Realm members of the Crossing family who died, and 5 Heavenly God 10th layer members died. This matter has spread and has alarmed the strong men from all sides of the Dark Continent. I really don't know who is so bold that he dares to kill even Crossing Feng, and killed so many Heavenly God Realm ancestors of the Crossing family." After Yang Ocean and his friends left, they soon learned that Crossing Shine led a huge army of hundreds of millions to surround the Land of Thunder Destruction. However, although he knew that Crossing Shine led a huge army of hundreds of millions to surround the Land of Thunder Destruction, Yang Ocean didn't take it to heart. If they want to leave, not to mention Crossing Shine, even the true demon ancestor can't trap them. Night falls. Yang Ocean passed the previous valley, and then everyone entered the valley to rest, and continued on their journey tomorrow. At the same time, Yang Ocean wanted to study the black box. Sitting by the campfire, Yang Ocean took out the black box, and then activated the power of the Eternal Divine Body, the Hunyuan Heavenly Fate Divine Body, and the Hangmeng Divine Body. However, even if Yang Ocean activated the 3 major divine bodies, and even activated the 15 Hunyuan Heavenly Fates and the 15 strongest sword intentions, he could not open the black box. In the end, Yang Ocean had to give up first, and then took out the charred tree root, and poured a mouthful of Hunyuan Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water on the charred tree root. When the Hunyuan Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water washed onto the charred tree root suddenly burst out a dazzling and brilliant light. Yang Ocean saw that the Hunyuan Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water was indeed effective on the charred tree root, and he could not help but have great hope. In the future, as long as he continued to pour the Hunyuan Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water on the charred tree root, he would be able to revive the tree root sooner or later. Looking at the small pool of Hunyuan Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water, Yang Ocean hesitated for a moment, then swallowed the next mouthful. Suddenly, the thunder energy transformed from the Hunyuan Heavenly Tribulation Thunder Water flowed throughout his body. Yang Xiaoshan felt a burst of comfort throughout his body, and his black tortoise martial soul and golden flame black dragon martial soul were also surging with light. Since the two martial souls transformed into the Supreme King martial soul, they have completely stagnated, but now, there are signs of improvement. Just when Yang Xiaoshan was about to practice the sword intent fusion technique, and integrate the sword intent of crossing Feng's divine sword, suddenly, a voice breaking through the air came from a distance. This 9-layer heavenly tribulation thunder water is so cool. With so much 9-layer heavenly tribulation thunder water, my martial soul may even transform into the Supreme King martial soul, and my 3000 demon god bodies may even be able to be cultivated to the 10th level. We have obtained so many treasures from the evil demon this time. When we take them back, Lord Demon God will definitely be very happy and reward us greatly. There was a faint chattering. Lord Demon God. When Yang Xiaoshan heard this, his eyes suddenly opened, and he and Kinyu stood up suddenly, and broke through the air. As soon as they came out of the valley, they saw a large group of masters flying over here. They were Liu Hui, and others from the Xianggu Corpse Demon Clan. Seeing that it was indeed Liu Hui and others, Yang Xiaoshan was surprised and overjoyed. I didn't expect to meet Liu Hui and others before leaving the Thunder Destruction Land. It's really a case of looking for something without any effort. Liu Hui led everyone to fly over here and suddenly saw several people flying out of the valley in front and blocking the way. His face turned cold. Where did you come from, those bastards? Get out of here. An ancient corpse demon ancestor suddenly slapped Yang Xiaoshan and others with a palm. A huge corpse demon palm rolled and slammed in front of Yang Xiaoshan and others. This ancient corpse demon ancestor is not weak and is in the late 4th level of a heavenly god. However, just as his palm power hit Yang Xiaoshan, suddenly, a sword light came out and instantly shattered his palm power. Then, the sword light blasted the ancient corpse demon ancestor away with lightning speed. When he fell to the ground, his whole body was split in half. Ancestorlin. Just as the ancient corpse demons were shocked and angry, Yang Xiaoshan flashed and came to the ancient corpse demons. The 15 strongest sword intentions were activated and the sword barrier appeared. The sword barrier carried billions of sword energy, rolling and blasting towards the ancient corpse demons. Chapter 700, 1000 Demon Gods. 15 extremely powerful sword intentions. Liu Hui was shocked and roared, "You are Yang Xiaoshan. Kill. Kill Yang Xiaoshan." Seeing the 15 extremely powerful sword intentions in the sword barrier, he recognized Yang Xiaoshan almost instantly. When he was in the Kangshen continent, Yang Xiaoshan used this move to kill countless armies of the 3 major demon clans. Liu Hui's eyes were full of killing intent, and he swung his 2 swords, and the sword energy shot out. Kill. Nearly 100 powerful gods of the Xianggu Corpse Demon Clan all urged their whole body's divine power to kill Yang Xiaoshan. Nearly 100 powerful gods attacked. The power was so strong that it could destroy the world. And it was so close. Yang Xiaoshan's sword barrier and himself were instantly submerged by the power of nearly 100 powerful gods of the Xianggu Corpse Demon. Just when Xiangxi and others were shocked, they saw Liu Hui and others' power submerging Yang Xiaoshan. Yang Xiaoshan's whole body burst into golden light, and Liu Hui and others' destructive power hit the golden light. There were continuous loud bangs. However, no matter how powerful the Xianggu Corpse demons were, they could not blast away the golden light. When Liu Hui and others were stunned, the sword barrier that Yang Xiaoshan had just submerged reappeared, and the sword barrier burst out with terrifying sword light and light, blasting Liu Hui. When the Xianggu Corpse demons were about to attack, they saw the sky and the earth darken, and billions of divine thunders rushed into the sky. They saw that Kinyu had changed into its true form at some point, and stepped down fiercely like a giant bull leg holding up the sky. The sea of thunder submerged countless thousands of miles of heaven and earth. Xiangxi, Penglong, Ziwuxin and others also attacked at the same time. Xianggu Demon God Sword Formation. A Xianggu Corpse Demon Heavenly God 10th layer peak powerful man roared, and the magic sword in his hand killed Kinyu. The sword energy was so strong that it tore through the layers of Thunder Sea. The other ancestors of Xianggu Corpse Demon also attacked and killed Kinyu. For a time, the sword energy surged, and the power of the corpse demon roared wildly in the world, forming a sword corpse demon world. The ancient corpse demons and their powerful warriors activated the ancient demon sword formation, which was much stronger than the killing sword formation used by Crossing Cheyenne and others. Boom. Kinyu Lihei and the other side sword formation kept colliding with each other. The sword energy exploded. The corpse demon's energy shot out. The divine thunder was like a rain of meteorites, hitting the surrounding land, mountains, Lifeng, and the sea. Everything was blown to pieces. The sandstorm filled the sky, and the sea was upside down, as if the world was destroyed. Liu was also blasted back by Yangtze Ocean's sword barrier. Liu retreated hundreds of miles and stood still, with blood flowing from the corner of his mouth. He looked at Yangtze Ocean in disbelief. A few years ago, when the three demon armies attacked the Kangshan continent, Yangtze Ocean had just broken through the realm of the gods. It has only been a few years. How could Yangtze Ocean's strength be so strong? Even he, a 7th level god, couldn't stop Yangtze Ocean's sword barrier. At this moment, Yangtze Ocean flashed again, and came in front of Liu. Just when Liu thought that Yangtze Ocean was going to activate the 15 strongest sword intentions again, suddenly, Yangtze Ocean's whole body was full of magic light, and one after another huge demon god appeared behind Yangtze Ocean. These demon gods were the powerful demon gods in the 3000 demon god formation. No more, no less, a total of 1000 demon gods. 1000 demon gods gathered, roaring at the world, and the terrifying demon god power swallowed the sky and the earth. The terrifying demon power was overwhelming. At this moment, everyone in the Thunder Destruction Land felt this terrifying demon power and demon god power. Chen Yi, Yan Liu and others were rushing out of the Thunder Destruction Land, and suddenly felt this terrifying demon power and demon god power, and they were all shocked. How can there be such a terrifying demon power and demon god power in the Thunder Destruction Land? Yan Liu's face changed. Could it be the ancestor of the true demon? I heard that the ancestor of the true demon has practiced the supreme magic of the ancestor of the prehistoric demon. The demon power is like the sea of the end of the world, which can flood billions of spaces. An old ancestor behind old Yan said in fear. Liu and the strong men of the Xianggu Corpse Demon Clan also looked at the 1000 demon gods behind Yangtze Ocean in horror. How can you condense the demon gods of the 3000 demon gods array? Liu's face changed drastically and he trembled. Other powerful demons have also comprehended the 3000 demon gods array, and some have comprehended more than 1000 demon pillars. Why can only Yangtze Ocean condense the demon gods of the 3000 demon gods array? Exclamation mark. Yangtze Ocean's eyes were cold and his fists blasted out. Suddenly, the 1000 demon gods behind him roared, and the power of the 1000 demon gods all blasted out from Yangtze Ocean's fists. Corpse Demon creates the universe. Liu roared, frantically urged his divine power, and swung the magic sword in his hand. In the violent shooting of the sword energy, a huge corpse demon appeared, and the corpse demon evolved the mystery of the supreme demon. However, in the midst of the blast, Liu's sword energy was directly blasted by Yangtze Ocean's 1000 demon gods power. Then, the demon god's power blasted through the corpse demon and hit Liu. Liu screamed, and fell like a fallen leaf on the Thunder Mountain at the end of the sky. Thunder Mountain was blasted apart. Yangtze Ocean took a step forward, and came to Liu, with the Kangshen sword in his hand. Yangtze Ocean, you dare. The peak ancestor of the 10th layer of the heavenly god of the ancient corpse demon roared. If you kill young Master Liu, we will destroy the Kangshen continent at all costs. But as soon as he finished speaking, he saw the Kangshen sword in Yangtze Ocean's hand nailed into Liu's throat. The Kangshen sword hit the center of the throat, and when it was pulled out, a column of blood gushed out. Seeing this, the peak ancestor of the 10th layer of the heavenly god of the ancient corpse demon could not help but roar in anger. Yangtze Ocean. At this time, the Kinyu Lihei came to kill him. There was a scream. Many of the ancient corpse demons were blown away by the Kinyu Lihei. Scorpio, holding the Scorpio knife, killed his way into the crowd of ancient corpse demons. The Scorpio knife was elusive, and every knife would bring a streak of blood. Although the ancient corpse demon ancestors were not weak, they still had a hard time facing Scorpio, the number one killer in Zhongshan continent. Scorpio's knife was a killing knife, and every knife was deadly. Scorpio, our Lord Demon God will destroy your Scorpio organization. Another ancient corpse demon ancestor of the 10th level of the God of Heaven roared, and the magic sword in his hand rushed towards Scorpio frantically. Scorpio fought with him. After Yang Xiaoshan killed Liao Hui, he turned around and killed another ancient corpse demon ancestor again, sometimes with the 15th strongest sword intent, sometimes with the eternal divine body, and sometimes with the 3000 demon god formation. Although he can only condense 1000 demon gods now, and cannot fully exert the 3000 demon god formation, its power is not something that the 5, 6, or even 7 levels of the ancient corpse demon ancestors can resist. The light of the demon god illuminated the world. Wherever Yang Xiaoshan passed, almost no one could stop him. The sound of killing shook the sky. The sword light, the power of the demon, and the sea of thunder filled the space for countless miles. The killing made all the strong men in the Thunder Destruction Land tremble. At this moment, it was late at night. Countless thunder beasts appeared in the Thunder Destruction Land, but no thunder beast dared to approach. The night deepened. The darkness of the Dark Continent was added. Under the power of Yang Xiaoshan, Kinyu and others, everything around was completely unrecognizable. Kinyu looked at the dying old ancestor of the 10th level of the heavenly god of the ancient corpse demon clan, and stepped on him, completely finishing him off. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.